We OG, oh no, G. You're not bullish enough, yeah. Oh no, you're not bullish enough. You ain't got the oh no. I get stoned by the bolo. Bitcoin set to overload, yeah. Experts on reload, yeah. You're not bullish enough, yeah. Oh no, you're not bullish enough. You ain't got the oh no. I get stoned by the bolo. Bitcoin set to overload. Experts on reload. Mempool getting hot. Everybody wanna rock, ayy. Runes is coming, everybody on a knot, ayy. It's a nuisance, Ordinal Revolution, ayy. Ordinal Revolution. Yo, it's my guy for real, bro. Got friends right now. Yo, BRC 420, bro. Yo, that shit on fire, bro. Imagine if he in here. Yeah, like it in the seal. Murder. I got balls of steel. Nookies on the field. Yeah, this shit for real. With no calls, I get so far. Got 100 phone calls that I go hard, and they gon' love me. Smoke weed, huddle back. I get shiesty. Where my Bitcoin looking lovely. All this Satoshi's nothing above me. Bitcoin's alive, what you gon' do? Mempool fees are high. Ordinal. Where does it stop? Nobody knows. It's a revolution, ayy. Bitcoin is the one, no substitution, ayy. With Shizzy and Yagobi, it's Ordinal Revolution.
Welcome back to Ordinal Revolution. My name is Shizzy. On this channel, we cover the entire Bitcoin Ordinal ecosystem. What's up, guys? We have an amazing show for you guys today. We are live for the Ordinal Hour, and this one is going to be absolutely amazing because today we are about to see the bottom. In my opinion, I truly believe that, guys. I feel like the bottom is it, and when I say bottom, I don't mean price. I mean momentum in, you know, the people watching, the people kind of like paying attention again. I feel like people are going to start coming back to the ecosystem. A lot of people checked out. A lot of people checked out mentally, physically, just not being here and just kind of just waiting for a better time to get in. And I feel like that needs to be kind of put into perspective. And we need to understand that we are in an ecosystem where, you know, it does have highs and it has its lows. But if we're paying attention, if we are always watching, we're going to find the best opportunities. It pays to pay attention. And you guys here today are going to benefit from that because you're paying attention. We're going to go through the news. We're going to go through all the Bitcoin stuff. We're going to get to the Emblem hour today as well. We got Adam joining us from Emblem. We're going to get into that. That's something you need to be paying attention to. You got, you know, A9 out there at $100 million market cap. You have stuff like Orbit, $100 million market cap. These guys are building the same thing. And they're at like $1 million market cap. Again, it pays to pay attention. That is why we partner with Emblem. That is why we're showcasing Emblem every Friday now. It's to mainly get you guys involved, get you guys paying attention to what they're building, and just kind of looking around and kind of seeing, oh wow, they're super under. Statement to the bit mappers. I've been kind of blaming you guys lately for the ecosystem, and I apologize for that. And I'm going to be joining your space later today, potentially. We're me and Bill Pan, Bitmap 422. We're going to be giving away 10 bitmaps together on in some type of way. So check that out. I should apologize to you guys, and it's not your fault the space is failing, right? So, and I kind of blame you guys for that. So I want to apologize. But without further ado, let's get the show started. Bring in my partner here, as always, Mr. Yagobi. What's up, buddy?
What's up?
Was I freezing up there, or was that just me?
I did see you kind of freeze up a bit, but I don't know if it was the internet connection. But yeah, man, I'm glad we get to kick this Friday morning show off with some positivity, right? So it's going to be exciting. I might jump in that space just to listen in on that. Maybe I can win a bitmap, so that'd be fun.
Yeah, man. Either later today or tomorrow, we'll see what happens to that stuff. But Like, how are you feeling with the space right now? You know, like the title of the show today is "It Pays to Pay Attention to Crypto." Don't lose hope now. How do you feel about today's title?
Yeah, I think today's title is perfect for where we are as a, in the Bitcoin ecosystem, but more importantly, even in the broader crypto space, right? People tend to kind of check out and decide, hey, we're going into a bear market possibly or something like that, and that's the worst time, during cycles, really, right if you haven't had that thrust up, the bull market thrust up to really check out, right? Because then that's whenever you miss it, and then you're checking your phone and checking things like maybe 4 months down the line, and it's like the thrust up had already happened. Then you start FOMOing, and guess what? You end up buying tops, right? And that is the biggest mistake, right? It's the biggest failure if you're going to wait all this time to experience the thrust up, and you end up buying the top and holding back. So that's why I think today's title is perfect for where we are.
100%. Let's kind of get into today's news here. GameStop shares surged 6.7% pre-market amid reports that the company is considering investing in Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. So GameStop had their quarterly meeting yesterday, and they basically came out during the meeting, and we did see a picture of Ryan Cohen and Michael Saylor. So it kind of shows you that they are interested. But the key word there is Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, which is different than what Michael Saylor is doing.
Yeah, but I imagine Saylor, if he has any type of influence on him, then he's going to say, put like 80 to 90% in Bitcoin. The other 10%, if you want to, mess with some of these majors, then that's probably fine. But it is pretty cool that he's at least opening his mind to possibly, a small part of the portfolio and something maybe like a Bitcoin ecosystem asset or something solid. I'm sure that they're going to do tons of research and put somebody in charge of this sector that it seems like they're going to form at GameStop. So exciting news.
Yeah, I mean that they have $4 billion on the sidelines. We do know that Tesla has a little under 2 billion in Bitcoin. So I mean, if they add Bitcoin, and the key feature would be their stock going up afterwards. If they buy $2 billion worth of Bitcoin and their stock shoots up, what's that going to say to the rest of the TradFi?
That if you're a company and you don't have a super solid product that generates like strong revenue consistently, then probably add Bitcoin to your books, and that will help your stock go up, right? It's a blueprint that MicroStrategy used. I mean, MicroStrategy did, they have software as a service, right? Their systems, custom systems for like big corporations, but it seemed like Saylor really, when he started to go into like the investment of Bitcoin, really made that the focus of MicroStrategy to be known for that, right? So GameStop is the perfect company, in my opinion, because they're in this weird space to where they're like, okay, we're like a Blockbuster, right, for games from back in the day, except for you buy them here and you don't rent them necessarily. But so that kind of model might be phasing out a bit, but like we're not dominating like the digital, download purchase type of gaming industry either. So what can we do in the meantime while we're trying to figure out where we can dominate? And I think adding Bitcoin to the books is a proven method here.
Yeah, 100%. It's going to have all the board members saying, what is our crypto strategy? And that is what I want to hear at every single board meeting going forward. What is your crypto strategy? And then potentially having one. That would be, would be insane. Potentially something like Intel could put Bitcoin on their balance sheets for the stock to go up, because stock's going up all around. Then we need to price needs to go up as well. So we'll see.
Yeah.
SEC's crypto task force discusses integrating staking in the ETPs with multiple firms. So they're saying that potentially we could put Ethereum staking into these ETFs.
That's going to be interesting. So is it going to be like a synthetic type of staking, or do you know how they're going to approach this? Because coming from like a TradFi environment, that I would imagine that would be pretty hard, unless you just like have like this opt-in type of thing whenever you open like or you buy into like these ETFs. If there's like an opt-in for staking or whatever, then that could, I guess, make it easy for them. It's going to be interesting to see this. This is kind of a bullish thing, I would think, because then you end up locking up a lot of Ethereum if they take this approach, right? And older people don't care as long as they're going to earn on it, right? If you basically you're like, oh, it's kind of like dividends, right? Like to where you can earn. Obviously, it's not like dividends because it's not revenue that's given back to the shareholders, but it's a way for them to increase their position without purchasing more. And if it's safe, then I think there's going to be a lot of traditional, like older investors that might opt in for something like that.
100%. Yeah. Well, I mean, the only way I see it working is there being two different ETFs, a non-staking ETF and a staking ETF. And you need to know which one you're getting into. If you're getting the staking ETF, you get, let's just say, a 4% dividend a year or 3.5% dividend every year. I'm saying dividend because that is, something to put in the boomers' heads, like dividend. But in reality, it's staking. But if you're staking on the Ethereum chain itself, you have to lock 32 ETH in to run a validator. And now let's just say these ETFs are running validators for ETH, right? And then they're earning 6%, but they're probably taking a cut of that, and they're giving this ETF guys 4%, which they're very happy with, right?
Yeah.
Because 4% is insane dividend. That's a great dividend on the entire your entire investment. You put let's just say you put $100,000 in there, you're making $4,000 a year just with the staking reward, or in their eyes, a dividend.
Yeah, and if they're used to having like tens of millions of dollars of portfolio, then doing $500,000 probably wouldn't be too out of character. Maybe if there's like this 4% return, why would they not do that? Right. But I agree. Like this is a huge. If this is what I think it is, it's a huge opportunity for the TradFi companies too, because like they get that commission, as well as like the price of ETH is down from where everybody expected it to be right now. So it's like the perfect opportunity to really sales pitch this along with the Ethereum ETF.
Yeah, 100%. And especially now with Bloomberg analysts predict a positive outlook for altcoin ETFs at the SEC moves to clarify crypto classifications. So they're saying a Litecoin can get a 90% approval, Doge can get a 75% approval, but Solana, we know, is proof of stake, right? So, I mean, another one that can come in and potentially, have a staking mechanism, which would probably make Ethereum and Solana be looked at by investors. Oh, wow, I can actually stake that or earn a reward on that or a dividend in their eyes. I mean, that's something like Solana and let's say Ethereum could really be, looked at as coveted in these ETFs.
Yeah, and then there would be a big reason for like the big boys to kind of make sure that Solana and Ethereum are stabilized, right? In terms of like not having huge volatility, because now there's like the staking mechanism, plus they're opening this up to their client base. And so, they'll be constantly like pro, stabilization, not wanting it to be like crazy price drops and stuff like that. So I don't know. We'll see how something like this plays out, because you're bringing a decentralized approach to like a decentralized feature with staking to like a centralized world, and we're going to see what that looks like.
Yeah, 100%. All right, next thing here is so Coinbase had their report as well. 2.3 billion in revenue for Q4, 23% higher than expectations. Coinbase is killing it right now, bro. Killing it. Pretty wild. I do need to look in here and see how much revenue is from the ETFs and from that part, and how much is from the actual exchange itself. But they have multiple businesses. It's not just the one. But 2.3 billion for a company like Coinbase, 23% higher than expectations. Pretty crazy. That's
big. That is big, especially not having like a majority of retail come in during Q4, right? That was a lot of institutional pumping of the Bitcoin and some of the major tokens, right? Like Solana and stuff. And so for them to have that much revenue, I'm curious of how much of the revenue is actually like profit, right? Because they have to pay their employees, but I imagine they're pretty efficient with like employees across their company in terms of numbers, but like that's a big number, right, for them. So 23% higher than expectations, they're winning.
Yeah. And 100%, you have to remember, like Amazon really didn't make any money. Like they always had high revenue, but they didn't make any money on the books. They lost money every year because they were continuously investing. And that seems to be what Coinbase is doing as well. They're continuously investing to get bigger and stronger. Dude, Coinbase could be, it could be as big as Amazon one day. Obviously, they're different businesses, but in the sense of
financial,
yeah, exactly.
I agree.
Huge.
I agree. Yeah.
BNB chain surpasses Solana in daily fees, leading all chains in daily fees and activity. We do know that yesterday CZ took a picture of his dog, and his dog's name is Broccoli. And then we had 15 different coins called Broccoli. The number one being the one on BNB chain, but that seemed to soar it. Can BNB be a competitor to Solana right now? Can they kind of take charge here?
Oh boy, I mean, they have the leadership in CZ, which Solana doesn't really have a face, but it seems like they don't really need one necessarily.
Yeah.
Right. And so do I think it's possible? Yes, because BNB is really the chain of the East, China, and but I do think it's going to be hard because Solana has just such a big kind of lead with, especially like there's no pump fund model that works as much as the one in Solana, right? Like pump fund, moonshot, both on Solana, and the volume is just crazy, right? So that's where I think it's going to be hard. But I do see a possible kind of switch in perception soon, because I think people are getting exhausted of these like pump and dumps constantly. There's nothing that anybody can believe in, right? And so that could slow Solana down, I think, eventually. But as of right now, it hasn't. So that's where I think that has to happen, and then BNB can surpass them. But if it continues this way to where people are fine with all these pump and dumps and millions of tokens being launched by pump fund, then it's gonna be hard to catch them.
Yeah, and if you remember, 2021 was the year of BNB. BNB was the Solana before Solana. Right?
True.
BNB was looked at as like fast. It has Binance backing, and it has all this money. There's a lot of liquidity. It was the Solana before Solana. It took a step back, especially when Binance was getting sued. CZ went to jail. Lots of people kind of moved over to Solana, but BNB was that, and it could potentially get back there.
Yeah, I mean, they had kind of like the bad name during 2021.
Yeah.
It was like the shitcoin mecca, right? That's what everybody would call it,
Yeah.
right? And so like all the memes and stuff were launching on BNB during that time, or projects that like promised the world and ended up not really doing anything. So you're right. It has kind of switched over to Solana, but I do think that again, it's going to be hard to catch them, but we got to get away from that mentality for Solana to pull back, because that's really what drove everything, is the pump fund. That's drove so much to Solana. Without that, then I don't think we would have had the decentralized volume passing centralized volume when the Trump coin launched and all that stuff, right? Because Trump launched on pump fund, correct?
No, he launched on Solana. It was a contract address. Yeah,
okay, gotcha.
Yeah, man. All right, next thing here is pretty insane. I saw this morning. I'll try to show the chart here, but Bitcoin is being sandwiched between two massive liquidation walls. 2.65 billion in longs liquidated if the price falls below 94,950, and 2.8 billion in shorts liquidated if price reclaims 96,888. And we did see what happened today. We saw it get to 97 and then kind of fall immediately back down. It's like it's getting up there and it's just being smashed back down, and it's probably sitting around like 96 right now, right? But what do you think about these two giant walls here that were in between?
Probably whale wars, maybe, like that are trying not to get to the liquidation points on both sides. That's the only thing I can think of the reason why it would be just constantly swinging back and forth. And I mean, it makes sense, right? Market makers, which way do they want to take it? Because I think they're going to be the kind of the push over the edge for whichever side ends up winning over here. You and I were talking a little bit about this before the show, and I think we both thought that it makes the most sense to grab the liquidity down below and then come back up and not stop, maybe. But I think that if that happens, I think it's going to happen very quickly here in the next day or so, maybe to finish the weekend or something like that, because we are due for a trend up, and what, like week, 2 weeks after CPI is typically when that happens. So they have a couple days, in my opinion, to do that. So if it happens, it's going to happen, I think, by at least the mid of next week, and then we start that uptrend, hopefully.
Yeah, man, I agree. I have a weird feeling that we're going to finish February above like 105. I feel like I don't know. I just feel like we're just going to really continue up with the next red dot, plan B, and it's going to be if not side, I don't think it's going to be below last month. We finished January right at like 100,000, 101. I feel like the next red dot's going to be a little higher than that. I don't know why. I just have that weird feeling, but
yeah, we could see that.
Hong Kong-based investment firm Avner boosted its IBIT holdings to 599 million, 11 million shares as of December 31st, up from 222 million in September. Huge. With an additional 4.2 in FBTC, which is another ETF. So I think it's Fidelity Bitcoin. But anyway, like this is a Hong Kong-based investment firm doing this. This isn't like we're always so like U.S. conscious, but like we're not really looking abroad. And Hong Kong, there's businesses over there that are really pushing Bitcoin through these ETFs.
Yeah. So that is Avner's Bitcoin ETF is no, IBIT is the BlackRock, right?
Yeah, they're buying. So
Gotcha.
this investment firm is buying
the
all
BlackRock
these
ETF.
IBIT.
Okay.
Yeah, dude, a lot.
Yeah. So up from 22 million in September. Okay. Yeah. So it just seems like they're increasing their purchases. I always feel like, yes, they're doing stuff definitely kind of in the background, but it definitely is smaller amounts. Right. And it makes sense. Right. Because like the US is, especially BlackRock, just a huge entity. And the US has the largest financial markets in the world. And for, even though Hong Kong was once the financial hub of Asia, it's just going to always look smaller in terms of the purchase amounts and stuff. Right. So I think that's why, but they're doing it, they're still doing it, and they're kind of doing it quietly. So this is a good sign, that like everybody's starting to come on board here. And what's the next kind of region that's going to take part? I think a lot of people are waiting for like the Middle East, right, to start having huge companies and stuff start to acquire a lot of Bitcoin.
100%. And it's one thing about the Middle East, like they don't need to be transparent, right? They got princes and stuff. So like, I just feel like we're going to wake up one day and they're just going to be like, boom, here you go. But we'll see. This one, I debated put it in this in or not, but it is still kind of news. But Near protocol manager accidentally live streams nudes during a public call. Near protocol responds, and Near jumped 6%. So we're talking about a $4 billion coin jumping 6% because now she's an Near manager, but at the time she was a Near protocol manager. She basically, and they have it here. It's just everything's blocked off, but it's like she was going through her computer. And she had 2 nudes of herself.
Oh, okay. So there were images.
They were just images. It wasn't like a video, but she was going through her stuff, and this was a live call. And she accidentally showed selfies that maybe she shouldn't have. But the price of Near jumped 6%. That's absolutely insane. You guys are just the most degen people. It's so funny. It's so I don't know. But
that is so I mean, it kind of explains the mentality of our space right now, right? Like if that's the reason it jumped 6%, I'm not convinced that's the reason, but it jumped 6% whenever it happened. If that is the reason, then I'm kind of losing a little faith in the people's brains.
I really am too. That was one of those things where I was like, seriously, I put that in the show, I deleted it, I put it back in and I deleted it, and I was like, this is actually kind of messed up but funny. I don't know, but we'll move on. Bloomberg analysts predict a positive outlook for altcoin ETFs as the SEC moves to clarify crypto classification. So we got into this a little bit. I want to get your opinion on Litecoin here. 90% approval chance. Why do you think Litecoin has such a high approval chance?
I think it's because it's been established for so long. It's a proof of work chain. There's a lot of things about Litecoin that just mimics Bitcoin, right? Stuff for faster and that kind of thing. It's like the silver. It's been compared to like, gold to Bitcoin, silver to Litecoin. It just seems like this is like the next evolution of like crypto ETFs, right? So not shocked that they're up for approval. Doge, I think like we were shocked when we started hearing about that, most likely going to happen as well. But now that we've heard it for a while, it's not surprising anymore. Sol, not surprising. XRP, well, XRP and Sol a little bit surprising. Well, I don't know, because like you think of ETFs, you think of commodities that get put into this ETF to make it a tradable stock. And Sol and XRP, yes, XRP hasn't, they didn't lose that case. They actually ended up winning it. I guess they're going to be considered a commodity. The problem is the pre-mine for me on those. So I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's how do you like put an XRP thing out there when they hold so much of the supply. But then I'm looking at Amazon, and Amazon owns most of their supply, right? So it's like,
and before gold was an ETF, I'm sure there was like some institutions that held a lot of gold, right? So
it's true. The
you know,
US,
I don't think it's going to make a difference.
Yeah, 100%. Pump Fun transferred another 148,759 SOL to Kraken, totaling 1 million since January 1st. I mean, we're talking over $250 million, depending on what day the price of SOL is. But that's pretty insane that they're just constantly selling. Like, this is basically what the miners do, right? I mean, they just keep the profits with the Bitcoin miners. But like, this isn't good for Solana at all.
It's not good, and it's crazy because gosh, they're earning so much money, man. Like the Pump Fund platform is earning so much. And but it isn't because it's like they don't give back, but it almost kind of seems like they're like, you know, what do I owe the space? You know what I mean? But I feel like they owe the space, like, because without the space, they wouldn't be in the position they are in. Right. So does that change? I think the only thing that would make it change is people stop utilizing it, right? So they're not making so much, but they're just not seem to be putting anything back into the space. And to me, that's not healthy.
Yeah, I agree. It's exactly what the miners do, right? Like we go with runes, and we just, you know, we sat there before Odin. We sat there and we just, you know, gave the miners money, and they never put it back in the ecosystem. When we saw what happened, you know, it kind of dries up, and it's very similar to what's happening to Solana right now with these meme coins.
Yeah, and you know, they're obviously moving them to Kraken, I would imagine, to sell them, right? And off
100%.
board. And so to me, at least, like, the miners are holding Bitcoin. A lot of them are. They don't want to sell their Bitcoin down. They're actually taking margin, I think, against their shares, their public shares or whatever. They'd rather get liquidity or like cash flow that way than sell down their Bitcoin. So at least you have like them contributing to the overall space, right? To where Bitcoin's, you know, price can seem strong and all that stuff. But with this, if this continues this way, I mean, probably see Sol, you know, not looking as strong as it was maybe like 6 months ago. But I think like the demand, if all season kicks in, will power them doing this. But we're not there. So
100%. Texas Strategic Bitcoin Reserve Bill is set for a hearing on February 18th. So this is historic because, you know, we've seen bills go through, we've seen them states talking about it, but Texas is looking to be the first one. I mean, February 18th, that's 4 days away. That's Monday, right? I mean, it's Tuesday. So I mean, because Monday is President's Day, but this is huge. If Texas becomes the first state to have a Bitcoin strategic reserve, I mean, that's historic, dude. That's insane.
Yeah, the second largest economy in the U.S., right? And so I believe it is. It's either second or I think it's second because there's more regions over here than NYC, but like LA or California is the first, and I think Texas number 2. Regardless, it's a lot, right? So for them, it could be like a great kickoff, right? Because people are talking about like the states, and I've said this too. The more states that get involved with this and get this approved and start to build their strategic Bitcoin reserve, the more that the federal side will get approved for that, because it's going to be kind of a status quo at that point. You know, you get like, let's say you get 30 on board, that to me, that's a green light at that point, right? Or if you get 25 on board, then that's a green light for the federal level, in my opinion. Because what can they say? They can't really be like, oh, you know, this is a bad idea when you see like these states thriving from it, you know, and that's what I'm going to assume. You know, if Texas gets theirs approved, let's say by, I don't know, next month, they start implementing it in 4 months or whatever, we'll know, you know, by 2026, like I think on the federal level, they'll probably have to really start taking it serious in terms of establishing this and getting it going.
Yeah, 100%. And then, you know, you definitely have a kick to all the other states. Like Pennsylvania was before to Texas, but Texas is
number 1.
Got a hearing before. Like it's crazy. And dude, we heard about this is like 6 months old now, right? Since they put this bill in. I think the Pennsylvania one was back in like October. Like it takes so long.
Was it?
For this stuff to
I think it started after the election.
Did it? Okay.
I think it started after the election, but It was the first one, so maybe we saw it in like late November, early December.
Yeah.
But you know, each state has their, you know, procedures and stuff. Maybe PA is just a little bit longer.
Yeah, 100%. This next one is a tweet from Benjamin Cohen. Let me find it right here from Into the Cryptoverse. Apologies, here it goes. All right, so Benjamin Cohen basically says that alts have been in a bear market against Bitcoin for 3 years. 3 years now. He is not calling the bottom, but his chart looks like he is. But not your alt, which is, you know, that's just his way of saying that's not your alt. It's, you know, people are like, my alt's been up against Bitcoin, but like only Solana and maybe a couple other ones like Ondo and stuff is actually thing. But the entire market, you know, including everything, has been just down only against Bitcoin. I think it's time, dude. I think it's time we start going up against Bitcoin now.
Yeah, pent up demand. I hope that's kind of the situation, that there's a lot of pent up demand for alts to kind of blow up and start that aggressive push up.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of like roulette, right? Where like you're like, you know, that I'm not talking about the statistics or anything, but let's just say like there's like 10 black rolls in a row, and you're like, okay, you know, red's gonna hit. Like it's a 50-50,
Yeah.
you know, almost, right? So, and I feel like at this point with like alts, it's like it's been down for 3 years. Like it's got to go up aggressively at some point.
Yeah.
And I feel like, you know, with all the stars aligning, it seems like it could be coming up soon, but we'll see.
Yeah, 100%. I'm really hoping we see some upper momentum here. It just looks nasty. Just down, but we'll see. All right, let's get into the Bitcoin fear and greed here. So last week we were at a 44. Yesterday we were at a 50. Where do you think we are today? My hint for you is we're in between 44 and 50, but closer to 50.
48.
Yep, dead on.
Nice.
Out the park there. So, but yeah, again, all week, dude, we've been sitting here. I mean, between 40 and 50. Like next week when I go over this, I'm gonna say last week we were at a 46. Last week we were at a 45. It's like, you know what I mean? It's just I'm waiting for something to happen here. I hope next week we're not sitting yellow the entire week.
Yeah, I hope so too. But we will be in that third week of February, right? And so
Yeah.
I would say like we should probably like pull that CPI chart up maybe like once a week, just to kind of say, hey guys, look, let's remind everybody that this is a trend that has happened the previous 6 times in a row, right? So let's kind of let's force it, let's will it to pop up. Let's see. We'll see.
100%. All right, let's get into that Bitcoin price action here. Brought to you guys by BitPerp. BitPerp is going to be the leading leverage trading platform in the entire Bitcoin ecosystem. They're going to allow you to trade pretty much anything you want in the Bitcoin ecosystem. That guys, these guys are going to be big. They are going to be doing something really big in the future. So definitely want to keep their noties on for your X account. They have something going on here, guys. They're going to allow you to paper trade really soon here. And these guys are just making sure everything's going good. We did have a meeting with them, and they actually had to rewrite a lot of their code. So they're actually kind of rechanging. They want to get everything super fast, guys, and they are. It's going to be one of the fastest, perp dexes around, but they're going to be bigger than a perp dex. Definitely check out bitperp.io and keep with us for the latest updates.
Yep. All right, guys. Before we get into the Bitcoin price action on the YouTube side, please hit that like for us, subscribe to the channel, turn your noties on so you know when we go live. On the X side, hit that like for us and share this space, please, so we can educate and onboard as many people to the Bitcoin ecosystem as possible. So let's get into some Bitcoin price action here, starting with the hour chart. All right, let's see where we at. Okay, so we're sitting here at a 96.7. Almost 96.8 right here. Okay, let me pull up this support and resistance. So we're in a pretty good battle right here, though. You know, we're not at both levels at 96.8, 96.7 right here. Like it's neck and neck, right? Support and resistance. So let's look at the leading indicators then, right? So you can see here on the stochastics, we did touch that oversold point, but we bounced right back up. Now it seems like it wants to come back down, but we're hanging out here in the middle here. And the MACD is also kind of showing that like we did looked like we were going to exhaust the buy pressure, and then we popped back up with a solid green candle here, and then now it looks like we're exhausting it again. So it does seem like we're stuck in this middle of those two liquidation points, right? And that might kind of play out for the rest of today, to where like we're just bouncing on like the outer edge of each side. Eventually one side's going to win. We know that. That's just how Bitcoin works. And if it lasts too long, to where it's just swinging back and forth in between these two price points, I do think like the upside will win because of the CPI kind of trend post CPI data, right? So if this kind of and it's close too, right? So you're talking about between what, like $4,000 in between both liquidation points, something like that. So it could happen over the weekend. I want it to happen. Like, just let's get it knocked out. Like if we're gonna go liquidate the do a long squeeze real quick, let's get it knocked out, and then because we're gonna have that uptrend that should follow up maybe next week or the week after. Anyhow, so for the second half of today, I'm getting a lot of mixed data here, right? Because I'm showing that we're battling here in these ranges. You do see some resistance really taking over here at 96,400 and then 96,200. So if we do allow a little bit here, and we don't have support really until this 95.4. So if we do see kind of a down tick here, we could go down to this 95.4 area where it's a little bit stabilized, but even right below that and above it, like this, the resistance is just stronger, right? So it could be a bit of a sell down here in the next 8 hours. Anything can happen with Bitcoin, as you guys know, but looking at the support and resistance, I could see that happening. The leading indicators, we can see that first little red dot just got on the MACD indicator here. So we'll see if this can grow and then the price continually goes down. This will probably start to establish some stronger sell pressure here. But if maybe some news comes out or something happens to where market makers say, nope, we want to take out the shorts first, that could, happen very quickly, as we've seen before. Things are pointing down, though. That's what I'm seeing for the second half of today. Do your own research. This is just very high level TA, not even real TAs, more of like price trend of Bitcoin using some of these leading indicators. But that is what I'm seeing for the second half of today. And then the 4-hour chart is kind of following that a little bit. You can see here the MACD is starting to weaken up as well. You see the stochastics want to head down here too. And it usually does kind of mimic the hour, ratio between the support and resistance as well. Although right now we are seeing this price level of 96.6 in the support's favor. So that's not bad, right? So if we can hang on in the hour chart, maybe we can, get a little thrust up. But if I were to take anything today, I would probably say that it's going to head down a little bit further. Again, unless they go for that liquidation, I don't see even if they do, I don't see like a huge bleed out to like 90,000, 89,000 or anything like that. I think they grabbed the liquidity and they're done. That kind of situation. So,
yeah, man. Yeah, dude, you got to give yourself more credit than that. Dude. You do a really good job. I watch a lot of YouTube, and sometimes I learn more from watching your TA than theirs. And these guys are, they're experts, right? So
yeah, I mean, we do we try to keep it simple though on purpose, because it's kind of like you take the information and you do further research on it, because that's what I'm shooting for with this segment, and what I think we are as a show is just to kind of say this is where we think it's kind of leaning more towards. And then that's where you kind of take that and go a little bit further and decide on your own where you feel like you can maybe get a good position or something.
100%. And real quick, before we get into roll call, I just want to shout out our guys on Abstract. We got a couple tips here. We got Stassi with a 1 Pengu tip, Abstract Lovers a 1 Pengu, and this wild here a 5 Pengu. Thank you guys so much. We are, maybe we don't comment enough on Abstract. We'll start looking more over here, but thank you guys so much. And guys, if you are on Abstract and you want to watch us, we are right in here. You go to stream and stuff like that. So we do Abstract only streams as well. So check those out. They're very random, and so we'll let you guys know on our X when we do them as well. So but let's jump into the roll call here. First is first, as always, and today we have Webdro. Shout out to Webdro again, bro. You are killing
He's
it.
a sniper, man.
Dude,
sniping.
He's my hero, bro. I love this guy right here. We do the show for Webdro. No, I appreciate every single buddy. It's just so funny. Danny's right in there. So Webdro was at 6:31 p.m. and then Danny boy. And the funny too is like I put out the thing all different times. It's not one time that I do it. It's usually between Yagobi usually sends me the thumbnail around like 2, so it's usually between like 2 and like 7. I get everything up and ready because it's not just like YouTube. I got to get everything from Rumble and all that stuff. And then I finally put it through. And then you guys are, oh, dude, I think I put it up like right at like 6:30. So this dude saw it at like 6:31. Absolutely.
That's crazy. They get notifications though. So,
yeah. Well, no, I don't think you get a notification for when
the
video is put up. I think you get notification for when we go live.
Oh my
I could
gosh.
be wrong,
So they're just constantly checking, man. Hey, credit to you guys. That's for sure. Y'all are definitely on top of it.
Yeah, man. Let me know if I'm wrong though. But Webdro, his number 8, Danny Boy's 4. We got ASAP Benji this week, Tim Baker this week. Huge week for our guys. Last Friday was Yasher, and I always shout out Mike's World for being number 1. And shout out to you guys, man. So, but let's get into the roll call. Here's who else is here. I did mention Danny Boy says Webdro got it. Chief Axel is here, and then Webdro goes Bitcoin price range still tightening. Yeah, man, stuck between those two walls. Tim Baker says yup. ASAP Benji says sup. Webdro, don't be too fast, bro. Shout out to you, ASAP Benji. Malam Yuri says wow, Webdro and Danny Boy not playing. Looking forward to the show. Thanks in advance. Thank you, Malam. Yasher says hello guys, and then our guy Superfan always checking in, man. I love Superfan. GM, congrats. Webdro, Superfan would love to see some updates, man. If you want to DM me, I've been checking your site. I can't wait for what you guys are building over there. Nagi is here, followed by Patty Poo, the Bitcoin machine himself. Choda is here, says LFG. Like and share the stream, everyone. Yes, please, guys. Please like and share. It really helps. I think it helps. I hope it helps. But thank you guys if you do that. Trump Coin launched via Moonshot. Had 400K signups there.
Wow. Yeah.
Wow.
I
never
like 400.
used Moonshot.
I would think maybe Trump Coin would get more than 400K. I mean, even though 400K is like a good, but like I think I heard from somebody like Slingshot had 15 million onboarded in the last like 4 or 5 months. But yeah, I mean, they used Moonshot, which is pretty much the same approach as Pumped Off on. So
yeah. So Moonshot is the one on Abstract then. It's the same thing.
Well, I mean, Deck Screener created Moonshot, and then they cover Solana, Abstract, Base.
Gotcha. Okay.
Maybe one more.
So I have used Moonshot then. I didn't realize they were saying what's it was
MoonPay. No, there's 2 Moonshots. There's 2 branded Moonshots. So there's one Moonshot that is actually just Solana, and it's an app. It's more like Slingshot. I think it's like a more centralized fill, but they use the Solana contracts and stuff like that. So
gotcha. Steamy J says GM, my guys. Myself says Solana will be the big rug this cycle. Honestly, I'm surprised it didn't go down with FTX. That chain feels artificially pumped. Yeah, man, it's just did Pump Fund save Solana? I mean,
well, I think Dog with Hat came out before Pump Fund, right?
Yeah. Well, no,
I don't know.
Dog with Hat was during Pump Fund. It was like one of the first big coins.
I go back to like when we first got into Ordinals, right? I remember like when we first met was like February, I think it 2023 or maybe March.
Yeah.
And there was the Pepe run had just happened. Remember? That was on ETH. So meme coin stuff was happening still on ETH. And then I think Turbo came out on Arbitrum. Remember, it was the first AI smart contract written.
Yep.
And then like we went into Ordinals, and then I don't remember Solana being a big hit at this point. It's still trying to recover, I think, from, I think it got back to like $20, $30 or something like that after the $8 bottom. But I don't remember it really being, other than Solana people coming to Ordinals and BRC20s and stuff like that. A lot of people were saying there's a lot of Solana people over here. And then I forgot where, but like Ansem became a big deal. And then that's when Solana started getting on the map again. And then Dog with Hat, and then Pump Fund. And maybe that was in Pump Fund, because I don't know exactly when Pump Fund launched. But that's whenever it started to really kind of build up this liquidity, all through 2024. And then here we are today.
Yeah. It's a really good breakdown. I agree. Pelpa says GM champs. Then my guy, man, Big Rob in the house. Always speaking third person. Shout out to Big Rob, man. Thank you so much for being here. Albert Amare says bear market in. See you in 2017, 2028.
You're wrong,
sold
sir.
everything. So you're either going to be buying the top again and selling the bottom next time as well. So I don't know, Albert. I hope you change your mind with this, man. It does suck right now, but sometimes the suck is the best time to buy. I don't know, but
yeah, and I mean, some people are okay, if they walk away, and maybe there's a small percentage that he's right, maybe a very small percentage, in my opinion. And if he is, then he's gonna feel really good. But some people can walk away and say, you know what, if I miss the uptrend and I miss it, and I'll catch it on the next one. But that's not why we're here to, we definitely don't want to do that. Like we've invested every day of our lives for the past,
I know
how long? So
yeah, it's been a long time, man. Here's some big news for the ordinal space or Rune space. The number one cat meme coin on Bitcoin, $1 billion cat, appears to be reclaiming its original ticker, Billy, after being forced to change to BTC due to Solana meme coin that has since rugged. I did not know that rugged. They stole it apparently right under them because they were listed on exchanges first, and then BTC took a little bit more time because it's a Rune. The Runes were kind of pushed on soon, but now, how do you feel about the switch? How do you think about the change? I was getting used to BTC, but going back to Billy, I don't know. How do you feel with this?
I mean, they obviously like Billy better, and it kind of flows off of the it helps the Billy Cat collection, I think. Right. But it, them reclaiming it, I think they have to reclaim it and like solidify it now. So I was actually getting a blog together for all of the places that people can buy runes here with this new initiative and stuff like that. And I was talking about $1 billion cat because like Dog has established this big army and support and community, but like $1 billion cat has established this branding, which has done great because it's the Bitcoin B. But I do think that they need to have a bit of like a leader and maybe like do like a space every week and really kind of show like, okay, like it's not just Dog, it's like the some of these other top runes meme communities are really committed and solid. And so I think that they need to establish that, and Pups needs to establish that as well. Now Pups they have their own ways of still making themselves relevant though. Like right now in Paris, you see Bongo and the $1 billion cat people that are leaders in their space kind of handing out the glasses, handing out merch and stuff like that. So I can see that turning into almost kind of like IP style, like right. And then you have and then you have Pups with Farmer Joe and that community, which they have their own way of branding and marketing, which is like, if you're a puppet, you're crazy. You're like in our community, you're just like someone that's nuts in the space, and that has a branding of itself, right? So, but I think they both can kind of step it up and really get the communities involved, especially if they're going to try to expand. You need to get those Solana, those base, those Cardano people to buy into the overall mission.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. I agree. I just got used to it as BTC. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe that's just me. It's just like,
it's like I don't know how I felt about it because Billy does kind of come off smooth, right? Like it's just like Billy Cat. BTC was branded recently, but it seemed like they were always like kind of hesitant with BTC, right? It wasn't like like, oh, we're happy about this. Is more like, so maybe they feel better about this as a community, and if that's the case, then that's fine.
100%. All right, here's the next thing here. OMB Black Eyes, 0.21, and then it's 225, and they got this all from a. This is from Barbara. She posted this, but she found it the inscription. Let me show it here. So they did this inscription. They put it on some really rare sats as well. Satoshi. I don't know the symbols by heart. And that's block 9.
Block 9, yeah.
I don't know what this one is.
Was that like? What does it say?
It's so hard to see it.
Is it like a gold ribbon?
Yeah, it says number 1 on it.
I wonder if it's the first.
Maybe
block.
It's the first transaction, first block.
Yeah,
I don't know. But yeah, so it's a really rare sat.
Yeah.
They posted this, and if you look right here, you see 0.021 BTC, and if you look up here, you see 0225.25. So it's looking like the Black Eyes mint will be the probably 11 days from today. And it's going to be is that around $2,000 little under 2K, like $1,800.
What is it in BTC?
0.021.
2032. Yeah, so right at $2,000.
Yeah. So what do you think about this? We probably kind of saw this coming, right? But they're probably going to give whitelist to the holders of the older OMBs and then open it up public if they don't sell out. But $2,000. I don't know how many there is in the collection. I know they need about 4,500 more to complete the 10K collection. But they look like they're about to make a lot of money.
I think it's going to sell out.
Yeah.
They did the orange eyes last time, and the people that had the previous either red, blue, or green, I think they got whitelist for the orange eyes, and their price was like reasonable. I forgot what it was, but I want to say around this maybe. And then when it went to public, the cost was 1 Bitcoin, and I said, "There's no way they're gonna be able to mint this." And I mean, it did mint out, right? Or no?
Yeah, it did mint out, but rumors was that the team bought them.
Okay, I don't know, but still, if the team bought them, I don't know, but still, like I think they're gonna make it, at least from the optics, mint out. You know what I mean? So that's kind of their brand culture, is like they don't fail with like mints. I feel like kind of situation. So it's gonna be interesting if that's the public price. I think they mint out quick, but I just don't think. I think they jack it up.
Yeah, and what they'll probably do is a reveal. So, like, let's just say, would you buy one of these? Let's just say it gets on the $1,800 after reveal. Because what happens is a lot of people, they buy these, right? But they try to get rare ones. So it might go up to like $3,000 pre-reveal on the open market, maybe even $4,000, and then right after reveal, it'll probably drop to about. Sometimes it's lower than mint price because a lot of them go too hard. They're just trying to receive something back, just trying to find the real like rare ones.
Yeah, but like these are all unique, right? And so how much more rare can they get, right? Obviously, there's going to be a couple that are like gems or whatever, and stuff. But I just don't see it the same way as the other ones. Reveals, and so I don't know. Maybe they're more reasonable with the public price. Maybe they go to like 0.25 because it is kind of like a lesser part of the collection because it's the next one, right? But it's funny because I saw Chart Fu saying, "Stop calling it white eyes, it's black eyes." So I guess like everybody was calling it white eyes because I mean, I
don't see the outline's black, but the eyes
but
white,
I think
like...
but it pops with the other colors because they're different colors. You know what I'm saying? And so that's why they are called the black eyes, which you call them black eyes. In this
well
thing.
Yeah, that's what Barbara calls them. Yeah. So I just kind of rolled what she said. And the other ones, are they white as well with just blue?
White, white with blue, white with red, but like I said, those colors pop, you know what I mean? So people notice those, and that's why they call them red eyes and orange and stuff like that.
That makes sense for sure. Now that I remember correctly. But yeah, this is pretty dope image itself, though. I mean, it looks like ZK put a lot of work into this one alone. I mean, just sitting there and just making all that up top there. But it's a lot of detail in this, dude. A lot of detail. I give it up to artists, bro.
Do you appreciate do you appreciate the OMB art now? Because I know like we both were kind of like, oh, what is this when they first dropped them, right? You remember, like it was like, did a 8-year-old draw these? But then like the culture has rolled into this collection to where people don't really think that way anymore. It's like, this is like counterculture type of situation.
Yeah, I feel like ZK has gotten better as an artist. I feel like the
is it him? I think he hired an artist though.
Well, I know like the original he did himself.
Oh, okay.
Whether he hired people for the next ones, I'm not sure. But I know the original OMBs were all drawn by ZK himself. Like that was like the big thing. I could be wrong, but what I remember images of him drawing it. Right, like his face, he hasn't showed his face, but like he had a hoodie up and he was just drawing them. But it could have been the artist. I don't know. Now I think about it, but I assumed. I guess maybe I shouldn't assume, but I assumed that he drew all these. But yeah, pretty cool. All right, let's get into the next thing here. Magic Internet Money MIM airdrop phase 1 is complete. So they were actually airdropping this as well. And I haven't dug deep enough, and I probably should have, but like I don't obvious 1-to-1 with the wizard, but is there more supply with the rune than there is the wizard token? Like,
Well, there probably has to be if they're airdropping extra, right?
Unless they hold wizard,
or unless they had a deadline for the migration, and for the people that didn't migrate, kind of like what Magic Eden's doing. The people that don't migrate over, then that gets airdropped to people. But the way that the pups migration happened, I don't think that they would do that because there's just so much like pushback afterwards.
Yeah, 100%. They say Magic Eden Money is the first meme in Bitcoin history. Could MIM become the biggest meme coin ever? I don't understand that. Maybe they're talking about Wizard. But they said the following collections received the first airdrop: Bitcoin Wizardry, Bitcoin Ordinal, Node Monkeys, Bitcoin Puppets, On-Chain Monkey, and DMC Natcats. I'm glad the Natcats got in this. That's pretty cool. There will be 2 more phases of airdrops. If the project or coin your holder and didn't get an airdrop, let us know. We'll be picking the best project in the space to airdrop MIM. So I'm not completely understanding. I know they had the phase 1 wizard equals 1 internet money, but I don't know. Could be wrong. But I got to dig deeper.
Yeah. I do know that like some people were talking about how they're like making some brash like statements about how they're gonna like be the #1 Rune meme and all this stuff, trying to overtake Dog and all that. So it's good. But I think that's good. Competition is good for communities in Rune, especially right now, if you're gonna be a part of this initiative. So
100%. So Taproot Wizards here. We regret to inform you that the Wizards are dead. Please share your condolences below. Funeral coming March 2025. What is going on here? What do you think? I'm just speculating, but I
think it's a sarcastic type of get people trying to figure out what it is. It's like marketing ploy, right? That's how I feel about it. And it's like it has Udi written all over it, in my opinion. Yeah, like this approach.
Yeah, what do you think this could be? Like, what is? I mean, I obviously you said it's the ploy, but are they going to be launching the? We know there's another wizard collection coming, right?
Maybe it's the zombie wizards or something. Maybe it's a different version of them. I don't know. Maybe they migrate them to a different standard. I don't know really, but that's the point. It's like, trying to get people to guess like what is happening here. They put something out that's controversial. I feel like this is like, okay, what does this mean? And now people are going to be talking about it, asking each other. So it's a smart marketing tactic.
Yeah, for sure. It's crazy. All right, we'll jump to the next thing here. Okay, so inscription number 53 just sold for 0.69. That was the old Bitcoin symbol that Leonidas was holding. He bought it for 4 Bitcoin and let it go for 0.69. Wow. I mean, he must really need the money. Like, why do you think he would do this?
I don't know, man. Unless he's like wanting to put up liquidity for something, maybe some dog liquidity.
Yeah.
And so I'm just trying to think like, why would it, but like, and it was kind of a pressured thing, right? Like he seemed like he needed to get it sold quick.
Yeah. So this is the old symbol. And for anyone who doesn't know, Satoshi actually created this symbol for Bitcoin. It's Bitcoin's first ever logo. But then someone named Sirius, he was like this 18-year-old kid and lived in, I want to say England. He was actually a part of like a Harry Potter themed RPG, like online RPG type thing. And his name was Sirius for Sirius of Harry Potter. And he was using that same name as his username. But he actually reached out to Satoshi and said, is there anything I can help you with? And Satoshi said, yeah, I need a new symbol. I don't really like the one we have. And he actually drew the one that we have today. So
that looks like a coin from an RPG game. Like the PC does. Like I was just like, is that from like some game? But yeah, I mean, thank God that Sirius guy helped him, because that would be so horrible if that was the logo today.
Yeah, Bitcoin. But yeah, so Satoshi didn't have the best graphics
game. Yeah, graphics skills.
Yeah. So the next thing here is Hyperliquid introduces fully native Bitcoin deposits. So they actually posted a video today. So the head guy there is Shoku, Shoku, and he put this video out. And if you notice in the video, I'm not going to play the music. Oh crap. All right. So because music gets like Kanye, so I can't play it on YouTube. But like they're using an Xverse wallet to deposit. And you can really only deposit Bitcoin, but that got me thinking,
is Rune's coming?
Yeah. So if you look here, they actually walk you through how to do it. Trade Bitcoin on chain. So you deposit, and then you got to choose Bitcoin, deposit from your wallet or Sex account, and then you again they have an Xverse wallet. And there's no debating that, and they send it in. So. What do you think about this initiative? First off, you can now deposit Bitcoin right from your Xverse to trade on Hyperliquid. How did you have to do it before? I guess you deposit USDT.
USDC from Arbitrum was, I think, the most popular way. But this is big because they're having conversations with people that are big Rune's advocates, right? Like for example, Xverse. The partnership there itself, Xverse has now a little bit of leverage of having this partnership and saying, hey, what do you think about supporting spot runes, or what's the plan for that? And we'll see how these conversations continue, but Leonidas has mentioned that he's had several calls with different ecosystems and projects and stuff, and I wouldn't be shocked if Hyperliquid was one of them.
100%. And potentially Leonidas could be selling it to deposit Bitcoin and dog, right? Maybe take his. So I don't know. I don't know. Curious what comes next there. And then the last thing I have here before we get into Fluid Friday, Magic Eden airdrop. It's going to happen in about 2 hours from right now. So if you're someone who staked your ME, and I personally staked 1,000 Magic Eden on day one. I got a nice big claim. It was claim back then. A nice big claim from then. And I said, you know what, I'm going to lock up 1,000. I don't even care about the reward. If I get something on top of that, awesome. But I'm bullish on Magic Eden. I think they're going to be $100, $200 company, like $200 coin in about 4 years, right? So obviously that's 200x, but I'm thinking 4 years from now they're going to lead the charge, especially if NFTs kind of get that bolt of let's just say they're trading real world assets as NFTs, and Magic Eden takes part of that as well. So I think that Magic Eden is going to be huge in the future. So I said, I'm take 1,000, lock them up for 4 years, and see what happens. I was not expecting to get a 6,000 potential. This is Hopium. This is just Petty put out a calculator. You guys can go check his page. You'll find it there. And I put in my staking power, which is 20,000. I have 20,000 staking power because I locked 1,000 for 4 years. And it's saying that I'm getting 6,001 or 6,002 ME tokens today for the airdrop. Will I get it? I don't know. Well, if I get 3,000, we'll still be very happy. But that's the low side of the Hopium is what Petty is saying. So I don't know. What do you think about this airdrop, and what are you kind of expecting for the ME token itself?
Yeah. We had the Magic Eden tool to kind of give us an estimation of what we were going to get last time.
Yeah.
And because it's not official from them, I would be a little hesitant to jump into that, like, officially this is what I'm going to get, which I feel like your mindset is right on that. Like you're saying, this is possibly what I'm going to get. So at the end of the day, though, I mean, this is a huge kickback. I do see them being successful in 4 years if they remember how they became successful. They became successful, Solana initially, yes, but they were a small marketplace. But they took a leap of innovation to onboard Ordinals, and that is exactly what propelled them to be where they are today. So they need to keep that open-mindedness, in my opinion, to say, okay, look, we don't want to end up like a OpenSea that took the seat back, back seat to them. And so if they continue that and then they just grow, then in 4 years, Magic Eden could be that $200 coin. The airdrop is going to be, it's going to be interesting to see what percentage actually sells it down, because the first time there was a large percentage that sold it down right away. The price being this low, though, people might reconsider, especially if people are expecting an uptrend to come here after the CPI for the next, I don't know, 2 months or something. then the sell down might not be as aggressive. And in fact, I probably expect that. And I changed my perception on that because at first I thought it was just going to be a dump. But then you brought up the fact that the price is so low. And I was like, yeah, you're right. So it doesn't, there's an opportunity, I guess, to hold as opposed to the last time everybody knew the sell pressure was going to bring it down from $8 to $6 to $4 to where we are today at $1.50 or whatever it is.
Yeah, and one thing Petty said he thinks that the Bitcoin, that Magic Eden price will sort of take off now that this is out of the way. So people were there's 16 million tokens coming in circulation. Normally you don't buy before that, you buy after that, right? So Petty's basically saying, and he's been an ME bull. I mean, it hasn't been good for him, but he's been an ME bull this whole way down, and he's basically saying that. And me and you both think that this is way undervalued. I mean, I do. I'm not gonna put words in your mouth, but I think this is way undervalued to the point where I took I had some Sonic on the chain, and I sent that to my centralized exchange, and I got Solana, and I sent Solana to my wallet. So if it does hit $1, I'm ready. I would be so happy to get Magic Eden $1. And originally when I was told that I'm going to get this airdrop, I was like, awesome, I'm going to sell it and put it into, maybe I'll buy some dog. But now I'm like, maybe I should just hold on to the ME.
Yeah. I wonder if there's going to be people that actually stake it this round, though. That's the difference, right? Like, are people going to stake this? I don't think as many people will, because there was rumors kind of circulating already that like the people that staked are going to be the beneficiaries of the people that didn't claim, right? But there is a separate allocation, obviously, for stakers that they'll get at the end of 4 years, 1 year, however long you custom staked it. But this time around, I probably see less of that because they already have their stuff staked, and so they might just hold it and then decide to get out like in an uptrend. Maybe like if it gets back to $5, $6, $8, that type of thing. But for it to get back there, I do think that like the entire crypto space needs to start that post CPI uptrend. That's the only thing that's going to really propel it back up, because Magic Eden and many tokens are just waiting. There's the only ones that aren't. There's a big variable. Like, for example, we found out that one of the rumors going around with Hyperliquid is that like the teams are putting the platform fees back into stabilize the token price. So now that makes so much more sense to me, as opposed to before. I was like, why is Hyperliquid like taking off? Magic Eden's going down big time. Now it makes more sense. But anyways, so great opportunity, I think, for Magic Eden. Whether you get it drops a little bit here and you get it cheaper, or you just hold for the next uptrend.
I'm curious what you think. When should I start deploying my? So I got about $3,000 I'm thinking about deploying into Magic Eden at this point. What price would you feel comfortable buying at? Let's just say I wait because my strategy has always been, I've said it so many times on the show, wait an hour, start buying, right? An hour after the airdrop, start buying. And I'm thinking about doing that again. What price would you feel comfortable? Because right now, I'll tell you my price, $1.45. If I can get it at $1.45 and then, but not deploy the whole thing, maybe start deploying at $1.45 and then hopefully buy it down to $1.20. Do you think I'll be lucky enough to get that?
Well, it depends on what the reaction is going to be. Are people going to sell down a lot? Are they going to feel like this is already too cheap to sell down and it's not worth it? I think you're going to have a percentage of people that don't care. They just sell things that they get, like airdrops, and then so that's going to not change regardless. And that might be a smaller percentage, 20%, maybe 30%, whatever. We don't know. But then there's going to be the people that either decide they want to hold it or So I don't know. I think like being $1.88, there's 130 Magic Eden in circulation right now, right? After today's airdrop, how many are getting airdrop?
16 million.
16 million. So let's just say that I don't know if that's going to go into that circulation supply, but I imagine it will. So now we're at like 145 million in circulating supply with the total max supply of 1 billion. And now you're waiting for basically time unlocks, basically for investors and stuff like that, which I don't think that's going to happen until probably
September.
Exactly, right? So that Q4 period. So to me, I think if there's a thrust up in the spring to where we get a push up for everything that's not Bitcoin, there's a good shot that the pent up demand will create some sort of like upward price action with because of the 145 million, which to me that's not that much. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because now you're waiting till September to release another slew of tokens into the circulating supply. And so I think there could be an opportunity here, but we'll see, right? It's interesting because sometimes what makes sense, like on paper or on your screen, in this case, is like the tokenomics look very juicy, but you don't see it like right away. Like Fractal to me looks very juicy in terms of circulating supply, but we didn't see that because the demand just wasn't there.
I know.
Right. And so the demand has to meet those juicy tokenomics, because tokenomics are great if they're good set up, but if the demand isn't there, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, 100%. If this was a Bitcoin token, I wouldn't even be thinking about it. But the fact that it's on Solana, where there's billions of dollars in liquidity, especially in USDC, right? We do know that Circle has been printing USDC over there. There's a lot of money sitting there looking for potential stuff to believe in. And Magic Eden is one of the few things over there, in my opinion, besides like Jupiter and a couple other maybe exchanges that are doing really well, that you can actually believe in. And this is Solana native too, right? So their first thing was, so Solana supports Solana. Let's see if this happens. So
yeah, we'll see. The liquidity is on Solana, so but we got to see if the demand is going to be there, because unfortunately, even though the the liquidity is on Solana, it's on Solana to really try to make on these quick pump and dumps that have been happening, right? They're not supporting
100%.
actual projects that have substance, and that's not a good thing. So that needs to change. It needs to switch.
Does it switch?
Yeah, I think so, because I think like regular people are getting burnt out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And PvP is like happening so much that it's like, six-figure whales that can drop six figures are making the most, and then like maybe some really talented people, that have applications that they can snipe and stuff like that. They're ahead. The average person is losing in Solana, big time.
Yeah. Well, the average gambler, because that's what you're doing, right? When you're messing with these pump fund tokens, you're gambling. Maybe you're not gambling with Dog Whiff, maybe you're not gambling with PopCap, but you're definitely gambling with broccoli and everything else that pops up over there every single day, the new token and stuff like that. So once we can understand the difference between gambling and investing again, I think we can become a better ecosystem. Especially, I think it starts over there. Honestly, we need them to change their mindset. But over here on Bitcoin, though, we've always had that mindset of believe in something, hold long term, and I think that's why we're kind of losing right now, because we try to believe in stuff, especially over here, and it's just kind of been down only because of the people. A lot of the people trading over here are the same people from over there.
Yeah, it has to get back to like memes work best whenever there is a central mission that unites those communities, right? An example, going back to GameStop, that was a meme stock, right? But the central mission was, F TradFi, F the establishment, F the institutions. We're gonna work together as citizens or regular everyday people. Doesn't matter if you're programmer or a blue collar worker or whatever, like everybody kind of united in that stock. And then we started to maybe see a little bit of that like trickle over to the meme culture in crypto with like Doge, Sheep, stuff like that. And then we started getting away from that more and more as it became just so easy to like launch these coins, because now it's more about like money and pure only money, and that's it. Like at the end of the day, yes, people want to make more money, right? That's what starts it. But like if you have a uniting mission kind of statement or goal to get this community together, then numbers work well together, right? But you're not getting numbers together for these tokens that are launching. I think it's 7 tokens launching on average every minute on Pump Fund. Yes, what? seven tokens launching every minute on Pump Funds, and this was a study in November of 2024, which I think is higher now, probably. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so with that, it's like no one can get numbers together for that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's always like this like midfluencer or like maybe higher follower account influencer or like a celebrity that starts it now, and regular people just can't have faith in whatever they're trying to build in terms of like a mission, because there is no true genuine mission statement or uniting force.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. I hope it doesn't stay. Could you imagine another 3 months?
It can't. It
pump
can't
fun?
stay that way. That's what makes me feel. That's what makes me feel like there's hope, is that it can't stay that way, because if it does, then you'll never onboard more people to this, to our space. Because like new people that don't know anything about anything tries to dabble in that, like they get burnt, they're done. They're not coming back for that. Like, you know what I mean? They can't win. It's like someone losing like $10,000 on a slot machine or whatever, or like and they're addicted to it or whatever. But like someone new that just comes in that has like a stable mentality, they're not bipolar or anything like that, right? And they just go and they lose like $100, $200. Usually they'll be like, whew, I'm done. You know what I mean? And I think that's how people would look at coming into the pump fund space fresh.
100%. Yeah, looking forward to in the next stage of that for sure. But guys, it is officially Friday, and you guys know what that means. Every single week we do a segment on our show called Fluid Fridays, really showcasing you guys what Fluid is building. So Fluid is building really something special. They're building DeFi on Bitcoin layer 1. There's a lot of teams that are saying they're building they're building DeFi on Bitcoin, but they're using not so much layer 1, right? Which is completely fine. I am here for that. But we have to kind of point out the fact that these guys are using what Bitcoin has, and that's this block lock technology that they're doing the staking with. These guys have been building in Cardano for a long time, and not recently, but probably in late 2023, these guys started building here, and we have to you understand why it was easy for them to transition. Cardano is a UTXO chain. Bitcoin is a UTXO chain. There isn't many UTXO chains so we have to kind of appreciate the Cardano builders to come over here. But Fluid is building a lot of really cool stuff, starting with the staking stuff. We can kind of get into that first.
Yeah, I'm excited about what they're going to be delivering here for the rest of the year. There's going to be a lot of stuff happening. They're going to be at Bitcoin 2025 in Vegas. I believe they're going to be presenting. So excited to see what they offer to the Bitcoin ecosystem. Actually offer more, because they've already created this innovative approach to staking.
Yeah, man, 100%. And they're kind of leaning into this dog. This is dog season 2. They're calling it here. So you can now stake your dog. If you do have dog, you can now stake it. So right now, there's a 3 million dog reward. I'm not sure exactly how much that is, but total staked right now. Wow, people came in hard this time around, dude. So total staked right now is 3.65 million. So they came in for it, and then the max stake is 100 million dog. So I mean, right? So let's just say they get to this 100 million. So that's what, 3%. So you basically get 3% APY at 100 million. But I don't think it gets anywhere near that. So I think it gets closer to about 50, which will give you about 6% APY. I mean, if you're holding dog, especially, so the rewards unlock May 26th. So this is during Bitcoin Las Vegas. So that's awesome, right? So you actually unlock your dog. So if you're thinking about holding dog, especially into May, there's kind of no reason for you to get this APY.
Yeah, and it closes in 12 days. So just you have that much time to think about it. And so I have a little dog. I'll probably stake it. Why not? But after the 12 days, man, you won't be able to do it because it's gonna be locked out at that point, and then people will be able to get the rewards in May, which might be the perfect time, right? Because that infrastructure that they're doing with the dog army and community there'll be parts of that are already established. We'll see if that picks things up. But that one little narrative I'll say, and this might be a hopium type of thing, is that like I mentioned before, like people in the broader crypto space need something to believe in right now, and they're not believing in like Solana memes in terms of long-term or midterm even holding. But Bitcoin Rune might be able to change perspective a little bit, because the community is already established on the Bitcoin side. They're not going anywhere. And so if they have their footprints in different ecosystems, they might buy into that and actually develop that conviction back that has been lost.
And 100%. And for me, I like staking. I like the reward, right? But my biggest thing with staking is Shizzy proofing my beliefs. Because a lot of times what happens with me personally is I get really FOMO into other things, and sometimes I liquidate assets I don't want to liquidate, but I'm so FOMOing into this new product, and sometimes then it's usually the bad move. So by staking something, I'm actually forcing myself, especially using Fluid, the fact that I'm still custodying my asset. I just can't touch it. I'm kind of locking it away from myself, saying, "Hey, dude, dog's going to be special. Don't be an idiot and sell it." Even when that FOMO kicks in, I'm not even looking towards my dog to sell it because I locked it up in my own wallet using Fluid's front end, but I'm locking it in my own wallet with Bitcoin's block locking technology, and I love that. And in the future, I want to eventually lock up Bitcoin. I'm going to talk to Raul about locking Bitcoin up my own wallet for 10 years and just not being able to touch that. So when something pops up like an Ordinal I want to buy, I can't do it. But that Bitcoin's locked up for a long time. So I love this. I love it.
Yeah. And I think it's going to get more and more popular as time goes on. And Fluid is going to be focused on building on Arch Network too, to make certain parts of their product suite more quick and flexible and seamless and stuff like that. But this being on Bitcoin Layer 1 is awesome, right? The fact that we can actually even do this is great. So
yeah, 100%. And what we'll do is we'll do a tutorial on Sunday. We'll knock out a tutorial. I'll stake some dog. And we'll knock out a tutorial for you guys to walk you guys through it. But you do have 12 days, 6 hours, and 39 minutes before the vault closes. So you have plenty of time. It might be a good idea to maybe wait on it. It's up to you. It's your decision. For me, I don't care about waiting. But let's just say if this does get to 100 million, you're like, maybe I don't want the 3%. Or maybe I'm not sold on the APY. But if in 11 days from now, and if it's only at like 7 or 8 million, I mean, the APY is like 40%. To me, that's a given. But we'll see how much dog actually gets locked in there. So
yeah,
but
and who knows? Maybe there's some whales. Yeah, maybe there's some whales down the line that want to continue like a dog stake for indefinitely, and like they'll just continue this like season 3, season 4, because it gets the community involved too for dog coin.
Yep. You guys can check this out at fluidtokens.com. And like I said, look out for our tutorial video. It'll walk you through step by step how to do it, so you guys can follow along and knock that out. But we do have some other updates from them as well, right?
Yeah, let me jump into yes. So basically, the biggest update that they have is that they're going to be, and they want to emphasize this because they want to connect and network with builders in the Bitcoin ecosystem, is that they're going to be in Hong Kong for Consensus this week, right? This coming up week. Yeah. So make sure if you're there, reach out to Raul and connect with them. They're going to have some merch for you guys. They're going to, be able to network with y'all. Maybe who knows? We've seen, crazy stuff happen whenever builders meet and network, great relationships and partnerships come out of that. So, don't hesitate to reach out to them. We know firsthand that Raul and his team are extremely talented. And not just that, they have a huge network, not only in Bitcoin that's growing, but obviously in Cardano where they established themselves first. And so I know that that's something that they are looking forward to is the Consensus next year. And then also they are working on a couple different products, but it's not quite ready for the public to dive into. But just know they're working on a really big product right now called Aquarium, where they utilize Cardano and Bitcoin almost in this account abstraction type of. It is account abstraction actually, but it's going to be really useful for people like the Cardano ecosystem is trying to onboard dog right now, right? Yeah. So and a lot of us think it's going to go to MinSwap. So there needs to be a bridge there, and you can utilize one wallet that's going to let you guys be able to handle all of your Rune's assets and stuff like that in one spot. So
yeah, I'm going to try to actually show this if I can. I just don't want to show the website. So this is Aquarium, something that I am super bullish on with these guys. So if you can, they'll have a staking pool for you to stake the FLDT. And what that does, that actually is the one of the mechanisms to allow you to kind of do this stuff, which is really cool. And then they have your wallet. You can basically add Bitcoin to it so that you're able to use that Bitcoin on Cardano. It'll be the same way that BTC is used, but this is still very early. But Aquarium is going to allow Bitcoin users to use their Xverse wallet to actually use Cardano DeFi projects. And you might be thinking to yourself, like, why would I need to do that? Think of it as an L2 to Bitcoin now, where we're going to see a lot of these pop up. But Cardano has a lot of TVL, right? There's a lot of this is a product that's been in the works for many years. They're really advanced, but the main thing is too is they're UTXO based. So a lot of the products are just going to have the same feel as what we use on Bitcoin. So it's going to feel more like Bitcoin than maybe an EVM. And that might intrigue a lot of people. It especially intrigues me. So I'm definitely looking forward to using Cardano with my Xverse wallet and with my Bitcoin, and maybe, you know, even earning on my Bitcoin, you know, by the staking mechanisms and stuff like that. So even FLDT, for instance, as well.
Yeah, and talking about, you know, the similarities with the UTXO model, obviously they have smart contracts on Cardano. They have a proof of stake mechanism, but in terms of the way that the tokens and digital assets move around, it is the UTXO model. So because of that, you have a lot of UTXO experienced developers, and that's kind of why Raul and Fluid came over here, just, you know, running instead of walking, because they knew how to maneuver around some of these op codes and stuff like that, and that's how they were to be able to deliver on staking on Bitcoin Layer 1. But I do want to say that, you know, we did you know, get to speak to another Cardano developer that's building over here in the Bitcoin ecosystem, and I won't go into super details about that because it's going to be on one of our episodes that we drop. But his whole perception and theory right now is that, like, liquidity is going to come to Bitcoin runes for sure, because he said that, like, this is exactly a very similar scenario that they saw on Cardano, that everything was traded through ordering books and all this stuff. And he said, you know, whether it happens right now, the next 6 months, or the next year, it's going to happen on Bitcoin. He's been through too many of these situations before, and so that made me feel optimistic. I don't know how it made you feel, but I felt pretty optimistic about that.
100%, dude. I'm so bullish on these guys, especially like Raul, man. So talking to him once a week is like, I look forward to it every week. And there's some weeks he's not able to join us because he's so busy. But I'm just like, because he's just like, it's really awesome, especially being in my position, being able to talk to some of the smartest people in the space and really kind of getting their insights and stuff like that. It's like, it's mind blowing. It's like my favorite part about the ecosystem is just like the intelligence of some of these builders, man. It's really mind blowing. And they're not only building this amazing thing with Aquarium, with this counter abstraction, right? And then they're also building on Arch too, right? Which is amazing because they're going to be allowing you to one-click lending.
Yeah, one-click lending. That's pretty much like the you know, the main tagline that they're running on, because that's what they're shooting for with Arch, right? And with Arch too, I think that's another thing for people in our space to really just stay up to date, right? Every Thursday we do an Arch Thursday segment, and we bring you the founders of a chain that has high anticipation to be a big game changer, right? Like, you're not able to really find that consistently, you know, in a weekly segment like that on a show. So, you know, that's what we try to do, and they're generous enough to be able to open up to you guys. And I think that, you know, use that time to really research and learn and jot notes down and stuff, because I do think that they have a big opportunity to kind of be like a home base, if you will, for like native kind of runes trading and all that stuff. And if that's the case, then it's going to attract a lot of liquidity. And we know that when a lot of liquidity goes to, you know, an ecosystem, things start to happen. News starts to spread, and users really start to, you know, come over. So with that being said, you know, exciting that Fluid's going to be building on there as well.
100%, guys. So if you guys wouldn't mind, go check out fluidtokens.com and then hit the launch Bitcoin. That'll take you to our ecosystem over here. And then what you want to do is hit the staking. I love how it goes from blue to orange when you're in the Bitcoin. I do love the fact that they're kind of pushing that. That's really cool.
The branding,
you guys can stake
is strong.
It really is. And then stake your dog, guys. And this is non-custodial. Fluid does not touch your dog. You lock it up in your own wallet. It will unlock on May 26th, and then you guys will receive your dog and your dog reward all in the same transaction right back to you. If you're holding dog and you're planning on holding it long term, I don't see no reason not to do this. But stake, you have 12 days, so make sure you do it in those 12 days, 6 hours and 31 minutes. But that'll wrap up our Fluid Friday. Thank you guys.
Yep.
All right, our next segment here is the Emblem Hour. Every Friday at 12:30, we have a member of the Emblem team on. In the past weeks, we had Jake on. We had Chris, right?
Chris.
That's who.
Chris.
Chris. Yep. And today we're lucky enough to have the amazing Adam McBride back. It's been a little while, but let's bring him right in. Adam, welcome back to Ordinal Revolution.
Bro, can we do that Emblem 5 minutes, bro? No, I'm kidding.
It's an hour. You deal with it.
Another hour, dude? Come
Yes.
on, bro. The hardest working men in crypto, bro. You guys are
Hey.
You ain't seen nothing yet, bro. We're about to go harder. We're about to go harder. So.
Wait, are you guys going out to ETH Denver? Are you gonna make it out there?
No, not this
You're
year.
too tired, man.
Yeah, I think we're cooking some stuff up. I'll say that.
Yeah.
So and we got to cook it up at home. But we're definitely like I want to definitely go to an ETH Denver just because I like Colorado. I like
Dude, I've been
going.
talking about going for years, literally.
Yeah.
Years. This is the
So
first
maybe
time.
next year, hopefully, everybody's in a really good spot and we can all commingle over there.
But Bitcoin Vegas is on for you guys
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah.
As long as Bitcoin's above 100.
Oh, let's wrap it. Bitcoin goes back to 35K. I'm out.
I'm
It's
done.
all over.
Yeah.
I gotta go back and work at McDonald's, bro.
I gotta go get my job back. So
It's
we'll
all
see if
done.
they let me go to Vegas. So no, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
man.
so what's been going on, man? I mean, you guys are working just as hard, if not harder than us. With all the stuff that y'all have going on with Emblem, you have an AI layer
it's
of
crazy.
Emblem Vault. You got the founder Vault keys that's in this unique but innovative way to trade, like pre-TGE. In a sense, really the tokens, right? And so,
Yeah.
what's been y'all's main focus, and what do you guys got going on right now?
Well, I mean, really, the main focus is working on this AI. I think that the AI integration, as we've talked about before, this opportunity right now, well, realistically, there are probably only about 5 teams like really working on it. There's a lot of like fake teams out there with lots of money. But you look at what they have and they literally have nothing, right? Like what they have is websites, social media following, which is totally fake, Discords with fake bots in it. Like there's nothing really there. So guys, be careful about that. Anybody listening, be careful to really dive in and do your research on some of these. And I'm telling you, there are ones with $100 million market caps that are literally just complete vaporware, complete. But for the teams that are building, and I'd say there are about 5, maybe a few more than 5 of us. I think this is a generational opportunity in crypto to do something and lead the way into like real crypto adoption, mainstream crypto adoption, by making it so much easier for average users than the current, wallet, seed phrase infrastructure that we have going on. And, if you look at, we've done, what are the rough numbers on people using AI right now? OpenAI has over like 300 million daily users or some crazy number like that. Everybody's already familiar with that interface, the chat-based interface. And I just think this is the, as we would say, the abstraction layer, which to normies is like, I don't even know what that word means. But what this is this is just a way to interface with blockchains in a way that makes sense and just takes away all the complexity, all the different wallets. I just think, and I've pushed hard to our team and our devs, and obviously Jake's on board with it and everybody's on board. But this is like a once in a lifetime opportunity to take the tech, which we've already built, and basically plug it into this, these AI models. So I couldn't be more bullish on it. We're early, like no doubt we're early. This may take maybe a couple of years to fully flesh itself out to where, and land on where we are as a industry, but we're right at the forefront. And so, what's in store for Emblem, just make this interface awesome, make hustle awesome, It's going to grow. It's going to be kind of basic at the beginning, trading, simple trading, buy, sell. Hey, hustle, what can you watch this one for me? If it dips, buy more. It'll be real simple stuff like that. But then it's, hey, sell my ordinal and go buy, go stake my USDC or go stake my ETH, or sell my ordinal, trade it for ETH and go stake it on Lido, right? That sort of complexity, which the average user, even people who are crypto natives, don't do because it's too much of a pain in the butt. That sort of stuff is going to unlock. And I can't wait. It's going to be amazing.
I mean, it sounds very interesting for sure. Okay, so two things here. Number one, with that approach, I would think that integrating, hustle to swap aggregators that are really truly efficient, because I feel like swap aggregation is efficient, up to where we are. But I think like with this chain abstraction and account abstraction movement, that they can become way more efficient. And I say that because I guess accepting or utilizing wallets that have really dominated the chain abstraction movement, right? And once they do that, like those swap aggregators, the top ones are really going to earn, I think, a lot of that like little middleman fee. But connecting that to like something like Hustle, I would think would be really good for efficiency. Are you guys talking about that at all, or do you feel like that's probably like?
I mean, this is the thing. This is what takes the time, right? Is just building out all the infrastructure pieces and getting them kind of working within your own tech stack, so that when Hustle is tasked with this stuff, it just works, right? That's like a heavy lift, and we have 2 full-time devs just doing that. And there's so many silos that you don't even think. For example, we're thinking of adding. Well, should we add, just the pump fund, right? This is Solana native. This is the biggest thing happening in crypto. Let's add the pump from like API stream, bro. It's not there. It's not like, oh, here you go, just go to this web page and do it, bro. It's like
it's work.
It's work. There are guys doing it and they're charging a fee. So if you want to use their fee, you're paying 1%, or so it's all this sort of stuff. It's just work. And this is kind of all of crypto in a way. You have to do this building to make it easy to the end user. But I think a lot of this stuff has already been built. It's just a matter of, us, integrating it properly in our system and our tech stack, so that Hustle can interface with it and kind of simplify it, But yeah, all that sort of stuff. Just the staking is like the easiest. Staking for ETH is just this like simple thing. I've never done it. And the majority of my crypto holding is in ETH, and I've never staked ETH. Right? Why not? Well, because I'm worried about screwing it up. I'm worried about, it's just that sort of stuff is I just think I'm going to be a massive unlock for all of crypto. And then of course, all the traders, every single person I talk to is like, bro, can I just tell it to do X? And that X is different for everybody. It's just watch my stuff. And if stuff drops below 20%, sell all, stuff like that. That is still, even with, Photon and all these sort of things on Solana, is still difficult, still kind of clunky. And it would sure just be nice to have basically an eye watching it for you. And that's what these LLMs can do. I'm extremely bullish on that. Obviously, we have all this other chain stuff happening, abstract and all these other chains, which we're going to be integrating. Bro, it's coming on fast, man. It's like, it's going to, in a year, it's going to be insane, the number of chains that we're on and, just where everything is. But if you think about it, think about how many teams are actually building that. And in the NFT space, it's none. We're basically the only one doing NFTs. So once we have that built, over this course of this year, we're going to be on all these chains. You're going to have assets available on all these chains, and then you're going to be able to swap them between chains and interact between chains and buy and sell between chains. Bro, I just think we have just this incredible lead on that specific thing, which is incredible. Yeah.
Yeah, that's huge because you guys have been known previously, right? As like the bridging, the vault bridging, stuff like that. And then now with Emblem Vault 2.0, now you guys are decentralized completely using Lit protocol. Absolutely awesome. It's almost like what Agent Hustle can do for you guys it's kind of like take you guys to the next version of Emblem Vault to where I don't even need to do any of the vaulting or anything. I can just tell Hustle, hey, take my node monkey, vault it, and then send it over to ETH, and then on ETH, put it on OpenSea or put it on Magic Eden over there. And if it doesn't sell in 2 days, jump it to Arbitrum and do the same thing, right?
Oh,
so
you
it's like
you gonna give it a 6-month plan?
No, dude, I got 2 days. If it doesn't sell in 2 days, you flip it.
And if it doesn't sell there, then go try here. If it doesn't sell there, then go try here. No, I'm just kidding.
You could.
I mean, I'm of the belief that like we're gonna drop the term vault. Like that's not even gonna be a thing.
Yeah.
It's just move my stuff here, and the person doesn't even care how it happens, right?
Yeah.
Go list my node monkey on OpenSea, right? And Hustle with this like integrated technology is going to know what to do. It takes the node monkey, it sends it to a vault, right? But the person doesn't know it's a vault, and then that vault gets listed on OpenSea. But behind the scenes, it just happens, right? I mean, this is really when I first talked to Shannon, God, over 3 years ago now, had him on my podcast. Like this was the vision we shared, like this idea that you don't even know what's necessarily happening behind the scenes of the internet. Just your value moves around wherever you need it, however you need it. And yeah, it's incredibly bullish what's happening. Obviously, there's a million steps along that path. And it's incredible how, we've ramped up just the number of developers we have to make this happen. Because it's a lot. But that becomes, like I've said with Jake, like don't worry about, the amount of work we're putting into this, because this is the moat, right? Like for somebody to duplicate this, this is the years of effort that are required to do this sort of stuff. And so, super psyched for that. I mean, you just see it. Like if you saw OpenSea yesterday, they rolled out their OS2. And they're quote unquote multi-chain, right? But their multi-chain is all EVMs. People, I mean, the CEO was on Threads show yesterday, and Threads like, why not Solana? And he was like, they got like, I don't even know the name of the block, Zano or Zappo. I'm like, what are these block? Nobody even knows what this blockchain is. And they didn't do Solana and they didn't do Bitcoin. It's like, dude,
you would have thought they would learn their lesson from skipping ordinals,
bro.
That's the reason why they went behind, and probably many other factors as well, just kind of losing touch with their base. But yeah, like for them to just focus on EVM alone, I just don't know. They said that they've changed their perception and way of doing things that with this new version, but I feel like they didn't.
Totally. I mean, they're nice enough guys, and we've chatted with them before. I tried to sell them the vision of, we tried to sell them the vision of Emblem Vault. Like, look, you can why not bring all assets from all chains into OpenSea? Just makes sense. Especially, I mean, Solana and Bitcoin are like this no-brainer. Why not? But they just, I don't know. Honestly, I think their leadership, just isn't great. It got them to that point, and obviously they crushed in 21. But the slowness with the token, which is, I mean, put it seriously, it's 3 years too late. Their inability to change when Blur hit them, like they should have mopped Blur's, taking for lunch, but they didn't. They were slow to act. They got destroyed.
Comfortable.
They got comfortable and fat, and so, obviously they have a fat bag, and so they'll probably be around for a while, but I can't see them, winning long term. It just doesn't feel like it.
Yeah. Sounds right. There's one thing that like I have this perception of, that we're in like the small mini version of like the .com bubble, but for meme coins, and that kind of happened via Pump Fund, whatever you want to say. I mean, Pump Fund's good because you can't scam with the contracts, but it's a different way of like dumping now, right?
Different way of scamming.
Yeah, it's basically like it's a legal way, but it's not fun, right?
Sure.
And but I do think like products like Hustle that might not have like a huge market cap, like the perception is backwards right now, but we got to kind of start to build that foundation of what is substance and what isn't. And I think we're going through that process. So something like Hustle that is a small market cap versus something that is like a $200 million market cap that's an AI product is fluff. I think there's going to be, the focus is going to start turning on like revenue. And I think that's important, right? Because like once you show investors that you're making revenue, they can believe in you. What is the revenue model for like Hustle and Tensorium?
Well, it's kind of different for Emblem and Hustle. So it's like two separate things, right? Hustle is basically tasked with, Hustle is like the AI. How can it basically enhance the TNSR token, right? And make that more valuable. And we haven't come out with our exact numbers yet, but there's going to be a mechanism in there, to use Hustle. There's going to be, some mechanisms in there to make you have to hold it, basically, a locking mechanism, potentially a burning mechanism to basically, if you want to use this ecosystem, you're going to have and hold and use Tensor. So I think that's going to, drive the price. I think realistically though, like we're at this point in this weird cycle where none of that it almost doesn't even matter. What really matters is hype and awareness. And I think once we have, Tensor and Hustle out there, and people can begin using it. And then once we have the first one or two things that like, holy crap, I can do this with it, and kind of take over the timeline with real functionality, then I expect the hype to return. Because I mean, if you look at some of the largest ones right now, they don't even, their product at best is as good as ours. And at worst, they don't have a product. There are ones without product literally at $120 million market caps, right? So I'm not going to name names. I'll tell you guys offline. But I mean, literally, and there are obviously ones KOLs and stuff that were at ridiculous valuations. Most of those have come down. But the actual, like where these teams have promised stuff and there's literally nothing there, I expect a full rotation out of those. And I think Tensor, we have a real interesting opportunity to grab mind share once people are like, wait a minute, wait. This is like a real team, real stuff, real thing. And we move into this next wave of AI agents, which have real utility behind them, meaning there's a product there, not just a KOL or a chatbot, right? This is like, yes, Hustle can be a chatbot too, and you can chat, but he's learning what you're doing. He's learning your trading style. He's going to learn all this sort of stuff on an individual basis. And then we have all this, massive tech stack behind it, which is going to allow some incredible functionality and stuff. And so I'm excited to just start getting it into hands of people, even at its base version, knowing that this is like, this is going to be 10% of what Hustle is going to be, because then people can start, then you get just uses and people trying different stuff and wait, this is broken, let's fix this. But then also, holy crap, this works, and do more of this. And that's when it gets really, really interesting and fun, because the reality is right now, nobody has this stuff hooked up at all. No, it's all visions right now.
I've used Hey Anon, especially they just launched last week. Total ass. Like and you can see the price too. The price was like $9 when it launched, and it went to like $6, right? It's not good experience at all. I'm hoping it gets better, but who knows? And then I used Orbit, which is the Grift token. Again, total ass. Like it wasn't able to do anything I asked it to do. You know what I mean? All I said was, hey, swap my Solana for USDC, and it still would have issues, and I gave up on it. I was like, I'm done with this. And Jake, we were lucky enough to have a meeting with Jake every Wednesday, and he was showing us potential. And I'm telling him, I'm like, dude, like
Tensorium.
Tensorium. And I'm like, dude, this is like 150x to just where they are today.
What are the market?
I packed my bags, bro. I packed my bags. I'm not saying anybody packed their bags, but when you there's a massive disconnect right now. A massive disconnect. And AI tokens aren't even anywhere, right? They're dead as dead.
Yeah.
But you still have, and so everybody died, right? But their dying is still at 100 million, right?
Yeah.
And we're literally at 1 million, right?
Yeah.
And so yeah, there's
that's what I mean though. Like with the perception mentality, it needs to be reversed, and I think it will happen. We're just going through some growing pains right now, and we need to get away from this just only speculative investment mindset type of thing that we've been doing since 2021. Whenever you had the new Uber, decentralized Uber, or the decentralized this, decentralized that, now it's kind of like we're getting regulations, and I think it's going to be products that are like put up or shut up, type of situation. And so in that case, I feel like Tensorium's very well positioned because the market cap is low, in my opinion, for the product that it is. But then like you have Anon, Shizzy was talking about the other one.
Orbit.
What are those market caps?
Yeah.
Anon's at like 150 million, give or take, where the price was today. Grift is at like 90 million. It was 120. These things got, Anon got to 250 million before it was even like available. And now it's available. It's just been down only because people are just like, so this is just ChatGPT. It's like, you know what I mean? It's like,
well, I mean, look, and none of those can do cross-chain stuff like we're going to be able to do, like none.
Yeah.
Because they simply don't have, they haven't built out the technology to do that. And there's no way you can do that in like a month. Like you can make a swap bot in a month, right? But you can't make, you can't integrate Bitcoin or Ethereum and Solana. Like there's no way those teams can make that happen. It's literally, it's physically impossible. They would need 100 devs. Like it's just not going to happen. And that's why I get super bullish on this. But we know, so much right now, to Yago's point, is like so much is attention driven. Like we are just in this, the pendulum has completely swung to meme coins and attention economy. That it's basically been down only for everything. Like you can't, like every token launched in the last month, no matter the value prop, no matter the team, everything's just erased to zero, right? So in that way, I think we're actually in a good spot because we had that run up. We went to whatever 20 million, right? Crashed down to 1 million. And it's like, this is like people who know us, know Emblem, I've seen what we've talked about on your show, just seen us on the timeline. People could accumulate and be like, you know what? We think these guys are going to do something with this. They've already committed to it. They're in, right? And if there's going to be an AI agent kind of resurgence, and if it's going to be utility based, like there's a good chance that these guys are the leaders. And if we're the leaners, what's it going to be? If you think it's going to come back at all, and AI 16Z's $1 billion, well, what's the number one kind of DeFi AI, agent going to be? 250, 300 million? So at 1 million, it's might be worth a little bit of a risk, not financial advice, but for me, like I bought more, of course, dude. This is like, I told Jake, like, I'm buying because I believe in us. Like, I think we can do this, and so, I'm super, super psyched about it, but it is going to be, just so everybody knows, like, I don't shit on the Anon team for putting out a product, which is like not great, because I realize how hard this is. This is really, really hard. And it's ChatGPT interfacing with their tech stack. Like that's what it is. That's what ours is. Like we have the ability to change out the LLM on the back end, and users are going to probably in the future have the ability to select the one they want to use or whatever. But, but the tech stack on top of that, it requires a tremendous amount of effort, tremendous amount of building. It's not like you cannot do this in a weekend. This is not light. It's not simple. It requires real skill. And thankfully we've got the real skill.
And one thing you guys are doing differently that no other team is doing is you guys are putting a Bitcoin wallet into this as well, right? So you guys are going to be in the Bitcoin ecosystem with actual Bitcoin. So you know, all these other models, they can't play with Bitcoin, and they probably won't even put that in there. But you know, Tensorium is going to be interacting with Ordinals, with Runes, and who knows what comes next from our ecosystem, because we're such a young place. There might be, you know, mountains of stuff to come later with all these builders here, especially with things like Arch, right? So potentially you guys are building something that no one else is even looking at.
Totally. I mean, this is the thing. It's like, we don't know exactly how, just example, AI agents, we don't know, you know, everybody's talking about swarm technology, how the agent's going to trade with each other, how they, bro, it's completely blue ocean. Like, nobody's got it working. It's not happening at all yet. Right. And that makes me incredibly excited, because if you think about it, like you just said, where are the AI agents on Bitcoin? Like, there's no agents interacting with Bitcoin. Only ones are on Base and Solana right now. But even those are completely siloed. Even virtuals, which has now a launchpad on Solana and on Base, those virtuals aren't like, they can't trade with each other across blockchains, right? So yeah, just really excited about that. And obviously our tech stack, you know, we already have like an ELIZA plugin. So even if people want to build their own, you know, ELIZA AI agent, you know, they can grab the Emblem AI wallet and plug it into their agent, and therefore then they have the cross chain ability and all that sort of stuff. And so, you know, the tech behind it and stuff it's going to work on multiple chains. I just can't imagine that agents become siloed on their own blockchains. I mean, could you think of a more retarded fucking thing on earth than an agent can't communicate with another agent on another?
Yeah,
it makes no sense, dude. It's not.
I mean, yeah, the whole point of AI is to remove limitations, not to add limitations to your AI product. So, but I mean, I think you guys are the perfect, you know, team to build this because of your original goal, which is really this chain abstraction, account abstraction. You know, you're going to have devs that are like proficient in UTXO, EVM, SVM, like perfect for, you know, agent hustle. You know what I mean? Because at this point, like, you guys might be the first to do like the actual like agent account abstraction across everything,
bro.
You know what I mean?
I'm like so sorry. This is what I'm like, Shen. We just
am I in your team meetings right now? Is that what's happening?
I'm literally like, look, we need to get this out, because once we get it out, I'm telling you, there are going to be these degens who like spin up their agent on Bitcoin, right, with their Bitcoin wallet, and then interact with the agents on Solana. And like, dude, that is going to rip. That's going to dominate the timeline when you see agents coordinating across blockchains and stuff like that. Like, it's just going to be, such big news. And yeah, nobody's better positioned than us to do that. Nobody. And like, I know it's going to happen. It's just a question of when. I've talked about it before. I think I've talked about it with you guys. It's like, who are the first, you know, agent cabals that are going to launch meme coins and just start like dominating the timeline with meme coins or with NFT project or something? Like, that's going to happen. And yeah, so, and I'm pretty sure if it happens cross chains, it's going to be, you know, Emblem wallets that they're using, you know? So yeah, it's like, bro, it's going to be, dude, even though there's super bearishness on the timeline, I said I've never been more bullish on crypto than I am right now. All the stuff that's happened in the States, the regulations are incredible. I mean, just the movement is incredible in the States. And I mean, I know
everything's falling in place for you guys too.
Dude.
I mean, like with this new narrative of or new initiative, I should call it, that with Runes going into exploring different, like, I can see a huge smile on Jake's face. Like, you know what I mean? He's just like, we knew this was coming, but like, we didn't expect it to be this way. But like, could you talk a little bit about that and you know, it forming into the Emblem vision?
A lot of it is, you know, I've run enough businesses to know that sometimes being early is wrong. You're just wrong because you're too early. Fortunately, you know, knock on wood, we've been able to, you know, basically keep our business going with, you know, very little money. But when you know your thesis is right, you just need the market to kind of catch up to it. That's where we are right now. And we are seeing it play out. You know, we're seeing it play out with all the L2s happening, right? we know because we talked to the abstract guys, the ape chain guys, all these L2s happening, the Merlin guys, all these guys, right? They need the technology that we have. They need it. They don't know how to they can't bring culture to their chains without a technology like Emblem. And so, you know, it's nice to be in a position where you know you were right. But that said, we still got to get it all done, right? And so this is like, obviously, this is going to be the most important year for Emblem, just because of the sheer volume of stuff we have to build. This year is incredible, but our devs are amazing, obviously led by Shannon. And yeah, we're just in that perfect position now where it's finally like the vision that we shared and that I shared with Shannon when I had talked to him, you know, 3 or 4 years ago, is kind of finally coming to fruition. And a lot of it we don't know, and nobody on earth knows how it's going to fully play out. Like nobody knows how agents are going to play out and the LLMs. Like we have an idea of how it's going to work, but we don't really know. We don't even really know, hey, is crypto going to be the defining way these agents transfer value? It might not be. Like Wall Street may win and all of them have Stripe accounts. Like that could happen. I don't think it will, but I think crypto will, you know, at least have a huge part in that, but we don't know. And so, you know, that becomes like a game of, you know, well, we get to build this thing and figure out how it works. But it's nice to be in when you know your vision was right and it's finally coming into play, is amazing. And yeah, so gonna be more psyched about it for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, man. Definitely looking forward to you know, everything you guys are going to become. I definitely feel like you guys are just like you were always here, right? Like we like when we first got in here and we started I think March of 2023. You guys are already here, right? And then like all kind of going all the way through, you know, we always heard Jake. I mean, we had Jake on the show at DeFi discussions. So like, yeah. And he was already Emblem Vault, right? So you guys were just always building here, and it's just awesome that now it's like it's really starting to shine a light on what you guys are building, especially, you know, with the Emblem keys out now, and then you got the TNSR token. It's really looking like the future is bright for Emblem, and I'm excited to be a part of that, be a partners with you guys. So that's really exciting to be able to do this every Friday an hour and kind of digging deep into what you guys are building.
So I mean, a lot of it is, you know, I mean, you know, the challenges too, though. I mean, often for people in, you know, crypto and like legit teams with legit products and not just, you know, monkey JPEGs and stuff like that. No shade on monkey JPEGs. I love monkey JPEGs, but you know, I don't necessarily consider an NFT project building, right? We're actually like building tech, but you know, the way it is that often, you know, teams that build technology actually don't make money in the space. Like it would have been easier just to drop a meme coin, right? Which can be discouraging. And for anybody listening out there who's in that position, like I get it, dude. I totally get it. You know, even last cycle, NFTs and stuff like that, you know, for all the projects I helped bring back and like literally tens of millions of dollars that people made. Like I didn't make tens of millions of dollars. I didn't even make millions of dollars, right? And so all these other people who were like following me and stuff, and like the founders and stuff, they made tons of money, but I didn't make tons of money, right? So, you know, I know that feeling. But for me at that point in time, you just have to realize like, well, why am I really here, right? What am I really doing? And, you know, I think the people who are really here are here for, you know, the promise of crypto, which is, you know, freedom, money, and freedom for individuals around the world, right? Yeah. And so, you know, at the core, I'm here for that. Want to make money on the way, definitely. But you know, at the core, we're here to build up the entire ecosystem.
Yeah, man. And to Yagobi's point earlier, like with you know, Leonidas now with this new initiative, this brand new idea that popped in his head about bridging to every chain. And we've also been thinking about that for forever, right? So you know, so you guys have been right, and you guys, it's not like you guys started here at Ordinals. I mean, you guys were here with Rare Pepe's before Ordinals existed, right? So that's one thing that's awesome too, is like just watching you guys grow this whole time and being a part of the Bitcoin ecosystem, and now seeing I mean, it's pure evolvement.
It's a full circle too.
It's a full circle as well. So it's pretty awesome.
That was pretty funny though about Leo, this, the new initiative. I will say this, I think Fungibles has a difficult challenge coming across chains. We've tried it a few times now. And it's more difficult than non-fungibles for sure.
Yeah.
Because you got to do, if you're doing a bridge into Solana, what you got to create liquidity pools. How do you do that? People going to donate, so there is significant challenges there. And then there is, I've said it before. I think part of the benefit of Runes is they have, plunge protection kind of built in because it's on Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Right. Where you don't get, drops, bridging over to Solana or something, you could see massive dumps in pricing.
Yeah.
Right. So, be careful what you wish for in some way. I mean, I'm all for, obviously I work for a company that is a huge believer in cross chain, but it might not dictate this is number go up. This may actually number go down.
Yeah, I agree with you in that instance for like 95% of the attempts, and then maybe like a small percentage. There's possibly a special community of a meme token, and like you have to have the right narrative. Now we know like $1 Billion Cat and Pups bridged over to Solana with not too much impact, but I do feel like Leonidas in the dog community, it has way more community power than any actually meme in general, outside of like Doge, which has its own chain, and maybe some of the early sheep people. Like right now, though, if you look across the landscape, I feel like the dog Runes community has the strongest community, because if you look at Leonidas's post on it, he has like 500 likes, like 100 people commenting, and then some of those people in the comments, then when they post on it, they have like 150 likes, and like so he has like this army. So if anybody can do it, like to bring it to success, I think they're going to have to take that community building approach and be like, hey, Solana guys, you want to actually believe in something for a change? You can believe in this because it started on Bitcoin, and then they have like the Solana chapter, and then you do the same thing with Base. Now I know that takes a lot of work, but he has the foot soldiers, if you will, to do it. Now I agree though, like if you don't have that, it's pretty much like it's super hard.
Yeah, it's I guess at the end of the day we just have to see.
Yeah.
Right? I don't know if I'm siloed. This is always my concern when, like, certainly to me, dog is the most dominant meme coin community on crypto Twitter. But then again, I don't know if I'm siloed because I'm Bitcoin and Emblem, and so I don't know if I'm siloed. Like, for example, like I don't know, Floki. I've never seen a post of Floki in my life. Right? I don't even know what the fuck.
Well,
Floki
not anymore. They
right?
used to see them all the time, but not anymore.
Yeah.
Right. So there are certain ones that I'm like, I don't even know what this is. And like I know supposedly they're big, but I don't really know. And a lot of it is too. I don't know. What's the one on Base? Brett, right? Brett.
Yeah.
Dude, I've never seen. I literally have never seen a Brett post in my life. Right. And I know the coin's manipulated. I know the team has 90-something% of it. So, but dog is this like decentralized thing. But at the end of the day, how is it going to do when it gets there? As I've seen with Bell's coin, it's like every time we got listed on an exchange, we got dump prices. It was like that, but that's different, right? These were mined coins that miners had huge bags of. The moment it got listed on an exchange, it was just dump fest, right? It was miners taking profit. Is that going to be different with dog? It sure feels like it. Sure feels like it. I just, dog is like a super special. Obviously the free and fair movement, the airdrop, all that sort of stuff. Dog's a unique beast. I've never sold my dog, still got it. I'm excited for it to happen. Have they figured out something yet for Solana? Has that happened yet?
They have the Mind Labs bridge. I'm not sure if they're going to use that, but yeah, I see posts from Leonidas pretty much every day saying, I just got out of a bunch of great calls type of situation, Yep. But I will say that like there are builders that are really on board with this initiative, like Omnity. They are providing like I think 4 bridges. They are the bridge from Bitcoin to Base. you know, in ICP, as well as a couple of other ones. I think maybe Sui as well. And then other people are stepping up. So people want to build for runes. And another thing too, when we had like Arch Thursdays on yesterday, Nick, the CMO for Arch, said that I guess Wasabi, was that the name?
Sounds familiar. I think
Wasabi
yeah,
is the one of the biggest lenders, I think, on Solana. And they added like a Rune pairing to Sol, and they added the Rune Solana contract for like, I think it was pups or maybe something like that. But then they told Nick, hey, we're going to build on Arch as well, because we're getting a ton of requests to do it on the Rune side as well, not the Solana contract, the Rune side. And so for a big lender come from Solana to build on Arch, to me, that's a big kind of silent sign that, like, you know, maybe Runes has more demand than we think from just looking at crypto Twitter.
Yeah. I mean, I did find, like, even with bells, right? When we had the using Emblem Vault, they bridged and put it on Solana. A lot of people bought stuff. A lot of people bought bells there because it was just like, oh, I don't even need a separate wallet. I'll just use my Phantom. I'll just do that, you know, rather than figure out the Nintendo wallet and do that sort of thing. So I think you know, it's just one of these things where is it going to grow
Make number go up?
Is it going to grow the community? And for that, I just don't know. Maybe.
Yeah.
I guess the answer is maybe.
Well, I think the demand has to go up so much to where, you know, they need more to be bridged over. Right. So it has to be like,
yeah, you always get that when and people will work that system, right? When it's like, oh, the price has gone up in Solana, it's 10% more, then people will bridge back and do that kind of, you know, play those games. People will do that, and you want that to happen, right? To create liquidity across the chains.
But I mean, that helps with Tensorium too. Hey, Tensorium, hey, every time Solana is above 10% of a Bitcoin is buy it and or sell it. You know what I mean? So I mean, something like the AI you guys have too can help arbitrage.
Back and forth, bro.
you don't even need to swap back and forth. It's just like sell it here, buy it here.
Sell it here, buy it there.
USDC exactly. Every price this is, and then when you sell it, buy the other one. Right? You know what I mean? So you can already do that. But like my biggest fear is that. And you guys understand how hard it is to build a bridge. You guys actually had to wait for a protocol like Lit Protocol to come around for you guys to be completely decentralized. So my biggest problem, or worry right now, is a bunch of new projects popping up because they see, boom, we have an opportunity here. And a lot of them might be grifters, and they want to build a bridge, but in reality, it's deposit here, here's a receipt. But then, you know, maybe they're not doing it in the best way, and you're gonna, in my opinion, you're gonna see a lot of projects pop up. And the worst case scenario is a company like Decrypt come out and saying blah 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 wallet, one Bitcoin was just hacked, Runes 1.2 million was just sent to Gate.io. You know what I mean? So it's like that's kind of like my biggest thing, and one little thing like that could set us back not years but months, right? So I mean, I'm a little worried about that. And so
look, bridge hacks happen, bro, all the time.
Yeah.
And so, you know, like what we did with Televault, you know, which is basically Televault, it used, you know, Wormhole for the bridging aspect. But, you know, all bridges, bro. It doesn't matter what you do, even if you've got a great team and you're audited. Look, there's history shows us that bridges have problems. And
but the way you guys do it is I mean, it's pretty unhackable. I mean, from my understanding,
bro, knock on wood, man. Like, bro, we're in crypto, man. Like, the best system on earth.
And that's another thing too. The people that are probably advocating for this initiative are going to be like, hey, look, we've done this much research, do more research on these specific bridges, but so far this is what these look like, type of deal. And if they're new, I'm sure they're not going to just jump into any bridge, but maybe a small percentage do. And you know, that's kind of like one of those learning lessons, you know what I mean? To where it's like, okay, I should have did more research, right? And your crypto journey, you're going to have a lot of those in the beginning. And you know, you could still end up running into an issue where you slip up. But
the thing is, I did a lot of research on multi-bridge. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like I spent
that
a lot
was
of time
2022.
that was such an anomaly too. It's like you can do as much research as you can. You really can't predict the CCP kidnapping.
I mean, dude, the reality is if it's life-changing money for you, meaning if you lose it, your life has changed.
Yeah, don't leave it. Don't leave it in there.
Yeah, I mean, this is like that's just people that's just like general advice. Like, bridge over what you would be okay losing. Right. I mean, that's just that simple. Right. Same with it. Look, same with money you keep on an exchange. I don't know, Xert or whatever.
Yeah.
Hacked this week. People in because Bells was on there and people are like, I'm gonna get my Bells back. I'm like, I don't know, bro. And people are like, was it hacked or was it just the exchange owners took the money? Like, I don't know, but I know well enough that I've put out at least 100 keep your money off exchanges, warnings in the Discord, because look, we know exchanges, man. We know bridges.
Yeah.
All this stuff is inherently risky. And, so if it's life-changing to you, don't do it and don't keep it there. Keep it in your own wallet.
Yeah, and I think it's going to be, the whole point of this initiative is to put the buy button in front of people where they are, make it easier to get dog. And so these new onboarded people will get into dog and hold it, whatever it's a SPL or whatever token standard it is. And I think the education needs to follow up with that and be like, hey, look, if you want to bridge back to Bitcoin, you can, where it's everything in the world in terms of digital assets, the most secure if they are on Bitcoin. It's almost kind of like, telling someone to hold their stuff in cold storage.
Right.
And then you have the education out there and you're trying to teach people. And then at that point, it's their responsibility as an adult to make that next decision.
Yeah, absolutely. My only warning to dog holders is like, this may cause money number to go down. Like this very well may, like when this actually happens, if the idea is that we're going to be everywhere, therefore number go up, in my view is not right. This could, in the same way that if dog got listed on Binance today, I don't believe that is number go up technology for dog. I believe that's actually number go down technology.
Like, what's number go up technology is all season starts.
That's
number goes up technology.
Bro. Number go up technology is Bitcoin 200K.
Yes,
Ethereum at 10K.
Number go up with everything. So
exactly, dude. That's exactly right. And that just requires the market to move. It's not like people are like, well, what? I mean, everything is so crushed, right? Obviously, meme coins are all crushed. And people are like, what's happened? Why did the price go down? It's like, bro, this is just market conditions, man. And we've had this is the third cycle for me. Every cycle this has happened, right? And the first cycle I didn't trade, so I wasn't really looking at it. Second, I did trade a little bit, but you recognize the signs. Like this certainly feels just like a shakeout. This does not feel like end of cycle to me. I'd be stunned if it was end of cycle. I think the only thing that really makes it end of cycle is like black swan event, terrible US economy, everything, stock market crashes. That would be end of cycle, but hopefully that, knock on wood, hopefully that doesn't happen. And if that doesn't happen, bro, you've got to look at the macro signs of US, the bullishness, lack of regulation, number go up technology happening in the US right now. That's very bullish for our bags because that's everybody with more money and they're going to look to invest that money and crypto's.
Yeah, 100%. And you got to think too. It's like, all right, so David Sachs, the guy who's Crypto Czar, he's a big holder in Solana. Not like he holds Solana, but you know what I mean. But he owns a company. Exactly, he owns a company that is heavily invested in Solana. The vice president JD Vance is like the third or fourth biggest holder of Avalanche. I mean, Trump's sons. Like are running a company that is
right.
Like
so it's like, how can you be thinking this is the end of the cycle when we're only 3 weeks into administration change?
I know, bro. I know.
It's the same thing with eggs. Why are eggs not going down? That's the same kind of mentality.
Can we give them more than 3 weeks, bro? Yeah, people are look, we're all so short-sighted. We all have attention spans of gnats. So I get it. Like I'm the same way. And it never feels good when you look at your portfolio and everything's crushed, right? That doesn't feel good. But, for the people who have been here for multiple cycles, I'm not saying listen to me, but listen to people who are smart, who are actual traders, multiple cycles. We're like, bro, this is just the shakeout. Like, this is actually, if you have any more cash, this is when you buy into some plays that you think are, whether it's Ethereum or whether you think it's going to be Bitcoin or you think it's going to be Solana or AVAX or Cardano, whatever you think is going to be. That's when you maybe do the thing. I mean, it may be the end of the meme coin cycle. That would make sense and does actually make sense. If you look at the previous, in 21, Doge peaked early and then we went into the NFT cycle and the full bull run. That may happen. I don't think memes are going anywhere. And I think we'll continue to have, daily, multi-million-dollar pumps because that's just like this really fun gambling mechanic. But I definitely don't feel like the cycle's over, man, at all.
I'm in that same boat.
My last question here is we got the Magic Eden airdrop happening in about 45 minutes. This is the last bit of Magic Eden tokens to come on the market. We are all people who've used Magic Eden a lot in the last 2 years. I'm curious of your opinion on this token, and I'm not really caring about price, but I just mean like with the airdrop really happening, could this be like a really good time for someone to kind of maybe get into this coming up? I mean, we could see this drop drastically in the next 2 hours.
My advice is if you're getting, and I could be wrong, but just given the market situation, where everybody's mindset is right now, it feels like down only on any of this stuff. So I would take profits immediately. That would be my view. Just because Magic Eden's like the leader. I think they're, better position, better leadership, better everything than OpenSea. I think they should be the winner. But market sentiment literally is just everything down only right now. So if you're getting an allocation today, I would look to get out of it as quickly as possible.
You would. So if let's just say you got a couple thousand tokens today, you're going to get into Solana.
That's what I would do. I could be wrong, and maybe it goes up, but I just don't see any buyers right now. I think everybody's a seller. Now there will be something that happens, and I think this is the thing to look for. Is that something, an airdrop or a new project comes in or something, and price actually rips for like more than a few days. That's the thing you need to look for, because I'm almost like we need a catalyst of a mind shift change away from it's a meme coin, it goes up and immediately drops and goes to zero. We need some sort of catalyst that people believe in again. I don't think it's going to be Magic Eden. No shade on them. I just don't think it's the right time or whatever. I don't think it's going to be OpenSea. Like, I don't know what I'm going to get from OpenSea, but I'm probably going to be dumping that immediately, whatever that is. It just doesn't feel like, until that shift happens and something changes the narrative, I would be bearish on all this stuff.
Great take.
Yep. Awesome. We got a couple of comments here, but here, let's see. Mice Elf says YouTube channel, crypto channel analytics show that we haven't even reached the mainstream intention of previous cycle tops.
Totally.
100%. So we feel that and see that.
If you're looking at your analytics on X, even
it's dropped off.
It's so bad.
So it's so flat, and I just remember last cycle, BitBoy was the big winner on YouTube, right? And he went from like 10K followers to like 1 million followers in like 3 months.
Well, he had 125 in January of 2020.
Okay, so the numbers better than I, but he ripped.
I study, like I've been studying him and how he grew. So but he went from 125,000 to 1 million in 6 months, 7 months. So you're 100% right about that. But
so he ripped. You'll get that. There'll be a couple of accounts on YouTube which rip higher. That's when retail is really paying attention. It doesn't feel like that. I mean, it is different this cycle, right? We have TikTok to a larger extent is much more dominant than it was back then, although it was still there. But this is like, it's dominant now. So mindshare is different. X is way different than it was last cycle. So it's a little different, but it just, the gut feel for me is like we're not there yet. Not there yet.
We got some good macro catalysts though coming in my opinion, like with the war kind of coming to an end. It seems like I think that could be a big boost. And then, you know, once we get settled into this shock and awe, I think that's what the country's going through right now is a little bit of shock and awe,
good, dude.
with the
Honestly, I haven't been this
administration.
bullish USA in my adult life. Like I'm bullish for the United States for the first time in 30 years, bro. Like
You coming? You bullish enough to
I might move back, bro. I might move back. It can't be full time because I have too many
I'm
animals.
going all in if you move back. I'm like, okay, this is the biggest indicator ever. No, I'm just kidding.
But it's like, look, we know in crypto more than anybody. The boot on your neck from government is such a dissuader of growth.
Yes.
The people who haven't run businesses don't really know what it's like. You don't really know what it's like.
Yeah.
I know what it's like because I've run multiple businesses and felt regulation and felt how much it impedes my business. But in crypto, it's been nothing but impediments for the last forever. Since the start of crypto, it's been nothing but impediments. This feels like the first time where we're freed up a little bit. And bro, so yeah, crypto obviously super bullish, but just bullish for people who want to build stuff in the US for the first time, literally in decades. And I mean, bro, there's nothing like Americans for just go out and get shit done. And I don't think Americans have lost that. I think, you know, at the core, we still have that. And so I'm excited for America for sure.
100%. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
And it looks like we're being attacked right now with all these meme comments. So, guys, if our mods are listening, if you guys can please take care of that for us. And
wait, is this on YouTube or where is this?
Yeah, on YouTube.
On YouTube, we're being
like
17 straight comments about
Oh
memes.
yeah,
Don't not buy that, guys. That is a scam.
Don't buy those coins, bro.
Yep. And shout out to the abstract viewers. We got a couple of Pingu tips. 95F7. Thank you for the Pingu, and as well as C5FE. We appreciate you guys watching over there.
Most ever, bro.
Yes. Appreciate it.
30.
Appreciate it.
That's probably our biggest.
Nice. Well, it's awesome. You're live. I pinged those guys. I was like, oh, we should try to do abstract too. I'm glad you guys got in there, man. That's awesome.
Yeah.
We actually had to get in their DMs though. We were in Finn and a couple other Mason's
made you
DMs,
work for it.
We got in. Yeah,
I'm excited.
They let us in.
Obviously, we're super excited about bringing over NFTs onto abstract, bringing over Bitcoin, importing that culture into abstract. Should happen pretty soon here. Obviously, we have ETH Denver coming up in a couple weeks, but shortly after that, we're excited to launch on abstract and bring over a bunch of different projects. So it's gonna be fun.
Yep.
Shout out to abstract. Angu.
Yes.
Yeah, dude, I'm actually really bullish because I love the people call me nuts, you know what I mean? But like I love this interface, dude. Like I love the reward system. I'm earning badges. Look at this XP. I mean, week 1, we earned 1,200, and last week because we were streaming, we earned all this. But it caps out every week, and if you can, we're right now we're bronze tier, and we're getting close to that 10,000, and we'll get the silver tier, gold tier, and then elite tier. And this is an airdrop. Guys, like this is and so that's my streaming. That's our streaming account. Well, my personal account, I'm just buying NFTs, cheap ones, $4, $20, $7, and I'm getting alt XP over there doing that. Like I think abstract is going to be one of the biggest airdrops probably at the end of this year, early next year. And I'm preparing for that.
I'm actually bullish on their slow start too. Honestly, I know that sounds like oxymoron, but like I'm bullish on it because it didn't like just drive on pure hype. And knowing Luca, at least what he's done with Pudgy Penguins and stuff, I think they have a big like in-depth plan. I think they're gonna surprise a lot of people. But
totally, I mean, you the worst case scenario is do what Blast did, right? Huge timeline domination and then to zero, right? Within like a month. That would have been the worst case scenario. I think it's like a little bit of a slow cook. Like for me, it's like, well, I didn't get to stream yet there, but I'm still interested in going over there, right? It's not like oh, abstract's already dead, I'm done. I'm not, I realized it's like, well, what are the odds? Which teams have the best potential to bring an L2 to life that people actually care about? And I put abstract right at the top of that list. I love how they're leaning into to streaming. I think that's quite brilliant. Would have been like my recommendation because it's one of these things where most streamers make zero money, most.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
If you can provide a platform where either somebody's like, holy cow, I made $5. It's like, dude, that's $5 than they would have made the previous 5 years, right? It's like people get psyched.
Yeah.
Then when they get psyched, other people come and you can attract one or two huge ones, and all of a sudden you got something. So yeah, love their strategy. Love what the guys are doing. To be frank, like the abstract wallet, like that's what we're building, man. Like that idea of making the wallet kind of invisible. It's just, you log in with Google or you log in however you log in, and then it just kind of works. That team is really solid. Obviously, I'm a big believer in them, and I love what they're doing. It's like you guys are over there.
Yeah, man, it's really cool. Yep. It's been absolutely awesome, Adam. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you, Emblem, for being a partner of ours, and we want to continue to do this. But us three, we have a Bell's Corner episode to do next week. If you're down, I don't know if there's any updates, but
actually, is next week ETH Denver? No, it's not. We could do it next week. Yeah, absolutely. Man.
Okay,
I'm down.
cool,
100%.
Awesome.
Right.
So I think 20-cent Bells might be a good time to do a bottom episode.
We got a lot to talk about. Actually, I'm doing who's that guy? What's that Bitcoiner dude? I forget his name now. Anyway, he's doing like this meme tank thing. Have you seen this thing? He's doing meme tank. So
is it Fred?
Yeah, Fred
Krueger.
Yeah.
And so somebody was like, "Bro, go do bells." So I'm doing that this afternoon. We're gonna pitch bells.
Awesome.
On the meme tank.
Let's go. I love it.
Should be
I
fun.
love Fred. Fred's awesome. Yeah.
It should be fun, man. Anyway, I appreciate you guys. Have a great weekend, guys.
You too.
Man.
We'll
Thank
talk
you.
soon.
Later.
Well, absolutely awesome episode. Great way to end the week too. I love ending the week with these guys, man. Jake, Chris, and Adam, of course. But looking forward to this weekend. Got a lot of stuff we got going on, and yeah. Well, let's get out of here.
Yeah, we appreciate you guys. 182 of you guys kicking it with us on a Friday. A lot of people are in Paris actually for that Ordinals event. So, safe travels for those people out there. But if you wouldn't mind checking out our partners, we'd greatly appreciate it. We just talked about Emblem. Emblem Vault is going to be the interoperability tooling for Bitcoin Layer 1 assets, more specifically Ordinals. You're going to be able to jump them using LIP protocol to Bitcoin Layer 2 Merlin, to Base, to Abstract, as Adam just talked about, and many more environments coming here in the next 6 to 12 months. They also have their awesome AI wallet agent and agent Hustle. You're going to be able to prompt Hustle to be able to make Bitcoin transactions for you, to be able to do those jumps. He's going to be able to do that for you as well. Super excited about that. And don't forget about their Emblem Vault founder keys, which is a part of their Runes TGE that you're going to be able to open the week of September 17th, I believe, of this year. But you can trade them right now on OpenSea as an NFT. So it's really cool, innovative approach. The secondary market's kind of pricing what that, I guess it's kind of like a pre type of sell. But once that week comes in September, you're going to be able to open up that vault and have those runes in your Bitcoin wallet. So super exciting. You can learn more at emblem.vision. And the BetBTC is the predictions marketplace for the Bitcoin ecosystem. They utilize ICP and Bitcoin technology for you guys to be able to place bets on their markets. All you need is an X1st wallet, some Bitcoin, and 6 blocks, and you can start placing bets right away. They have a new feature coming very soon called Create Your Own Markets, and a social aspect to it, to where you can create any betting market and you will earn 1.5% of the total volume there. And with their social tool, you're going to be able to utilize that and really share these on X and in different social areas. So super excited to see that feature once it rolls out. You can learn more at betbtc.win. And BitPerp, they are the perps and leverage DEX of the Bitcoin ecosystem. They will be launching on a Bitcoin Layer 2 very soon. They have their paper trading competition coming up. Make sure you're following these guys on X so you can see that notification once they do have it live. You're going to be able to compete to win prizes. It's going to be super exciting because BitPerp's going to allow you to trade synthetic runes, synthetic BRC20s, and tokens that are popular outside of the Bitcoin ecosystem, like Trump token or Melania token or Pepe. So you can learn more at bitperp.io. And Fluid Tokens. These guys are the Bitcoin Layer 1 staking protocol, the first to offer retail staking vaults to the public. They have the UTXO dev experience, guys. So if you are a founder of an Ordinal collection and you have an established community, reach out to Raul. He'll get you set up for a staking vault. They're also building an amazing interoperability tool called Aquarium that's going to allow you to do account abstraction with one wallet and account with Bitcoin and Cardano. So super excited about what these guys are rolling out as well. You can learn more at fluidtokens.com, and you can click on the Bitcoin logo to learn more about what they're building over here. And then Merlin Chain, your #1 scaling solution for Bitcoin native L1 assets and protocols. If you are a builder on Bitcoin Layer 1 and you want your protocol to be a bit more flexible and seamless, you can reach out to their team and apply for a Merlin Chain Builders Grant. If you're a retail user, you can utilize Merlin Swap to trade your Merlin token or wrap Bitcoin to DAO Go to the Moon. It's available right now. Learn more about Merlin Chain at merlinchain.io. And don't forget about our integrated partners and Foxy building the metaverse on Bitcoin called the Bitverse, and their first-person shooter game called Clan Wars, which we live stream every Tuesday at 3 p.m. Eastern. Everybody's invited. We always drop the link before we start streaming, so make sure you're paying attention there. And Ordinal Hive is an aggregator Ordinal marketplace for Bitcoin Layer 1 and Layer 2 on Merlin. You're going to find the cheapest Ordinals around at Ordinal Hive. And they also have amazing trader tools like live mempool insights, where you can try to grab a cheap listed node monk or puppet. So make sure you're paying attention to them as well. And we thank you guys so much for checking out our partners.
Yep. Great job, man. If you guys have an extra few minutes, just check out ordinalrevolution.com. Some of the best articles dating all the way back to last year. If you know someone just entering the space, please send them our website. We really feel like it can help them get caught up to where we are today. If you guys need a VPN, we got NordVPN. Don't be going to websites with your IP hanging out. Nobody wants to see that. Get a VPN, guys. Use Nord. There is free ones out there. Use a free one if you want, but Nord is the best. It's $3 a month. So check that out there. If you guys are going to Bitcoin 2025 Vegas, as long as the price is over 100K, we will be there. It's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting. So definitely check out our link here. If you plan to go and you buy in May, you're gonna be paying 10x the price. So definitely want to get them as soon as possible, because it does seem like every Friday the price does go up. So definitely check out our link. If you guys need merch for this event or any event, especially ETH Denver, we think you still have time to purchase something before ETH Denver and get it. So that's up to you guys. But I mean, some of the merch here is great to like lounge around the house with. I basically have my entire wardrobe is now Ordinal Revolution merch. So definitely check out everything we have here. And guys, we are live Monday to Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Central, 8 a.m. Pacific, and 4 p.m. UTC. Check us out all week, guys. And until Monday,
peace.
We OG, oh no, G. You're not bullish enough, yeah. Oh no, you're not bullish enough. You ain't got the oh no. I get stoned by the bolo. Bitcoin set to overload, yeah. Experts on reload, yeah. You're not bullish enough, yeah. Oh no, you're not bullish enough. You ain't got the oh no. I get stoned by the bolo. Bitcoin set to overload. Experts on reload. Mempool getting hot. Everybody wanna rock, ayy. Runes is coming, everybody on a knot, ayy. It's a nuisance, Ordinal Revolution, ayy. Ordinal Revolution. Yo, is my guy for real, bro? Got French right now. Yo, BRC 420, bro. Yo, that shit on fire, bro. Imagine if he in here. Yeah, lock it in the seal. Murder. I got balls of steel. Nuki on the field. Yeah, this shit for real. With no calls, I get so far. Got 100 phone calls that I go hard, and they gon' love me. Smoke weed, huddle back. I get shiesty. Where my Bitcoin looking lovely. All this Satoshi's nothing above me.